early hours of the morning, while the city sleeps, an uncommon band of heroes unites to fight the forces of evil.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Oh, my sweet Jesus.
With Op.
I want to be known as notorious. No.
Ack.
Everyone is always in my way.
Oh, you really are deluded.
And B-Cup.
Kind of fat-breasted and awful.
And surrounded by dullards.
Ben looks like poorly spliced film.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Whenever Steve yawns, it looks like the back of the Batmobile and it accelerates.
Pocketosis.
Eric, you're not going to cry.
Shut up.
And armed with superhuman powers.
He pulls his pants down and just starts leaking into someone's garbage can. That's rule one.
How about if he gives you the old chin tap with his helmet?
That's all right with me.
They are living among us, average citizens, average heroes, quietly and anonymously continuing to make the world a better place.
Controversial talkers, Opie and Anthony.
We are just dicks. You better just sit back and watch.
Yeah. Wait, what?
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Oh.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
You dumb asshole!
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
What are you, a fucking moron? It's Friday! Friday! It's Friday!
What? Come on, everybody! Wake up! Rise and shine!
And welcome to the Opie and Anthony program on XM Satellite Radio. Good morning, pests. Good morning. Morning to ya. Make no mistake, this is a virus, the ONA virus, spreading across America. Yes. Thank God it can't live in here under such frigid conditions. Holy shit. Like, why do we have to ask over and over and over and over again every day for the basic shit to do a radio show? It's every day. Don Wicklin, we are freezing. We are freezing every fucking morning. We have said this on the radio many, many, many times. Anthony is sitting here in a ski jacket. I'm in a parka. There's a granite, we have a big granite console thing. You can't even touch it. No. It's so cold. It's like a tomb. Don, please. You're doing a much better job lately, but please. This is a problem. Fix it. How many times do we have to say it's a problem before it's completely fixed? Get space heaters. I don't give a shit. If the building doesn't want to turn on heat until 9 o'clock in the morning, then let's get some space heaters or something in here.
This isn't just heat not being turned on. This is air conditioning, cold air being blown into this room right here. The equipment alone would heat this place up enough where you could walk in and be warm. There is cold air blowing out of the air conditioner. Little Jimmy has to eat his kashi so fast or it will freeze. His spoon will freeze in the milk.
Yeah, when the milk spills off, it actually freezes like water does when it's dripping off a gutter.
Yes. What is that?
What is that?
Space heater. What is that, 1 BTU?
I know you mean well.
What the fuck is that thing?
You actually have to insert that into your anus for it to warm.
It'll warm up my thumb. That's about it. That is the smallest space heater I've ever seen in my life. And another thing, we have a Starbucks machine. Starbucks coffee is terrific.
Right.
But I bailed on the Starbucks coffee about a month ago.
What happened?
And what do I ask every morning, Anthony? Every morning.
For Starbucks?
I asked if we could clean the Starbucks machine.
Oh, it's got to be clean?
Every morning. Ben, is the Starbucks machine clean? Ben, can you find out if we could clean the Starbucks machine? Ben, is the Starbucks machine clean?
No.
Ben, have you talked to Bruce about cleaning the Starbucks machine?
No.
Can someone clean the Starbucks machine? Please.
And
please. This stuff is over and over and over again. The simplest things.
Yeah.
We just want coffee that tastes good from the Starbucks machine, and we want a studio that's heated nicely. That's all. We'll do the rest. We'll do the heavy lifting, no problem. We do it on a daily basis. We'll have a fine show whether we're, sitting in
freezing with dirty coffee,
or if we're in the middle of the Caribbean. We don't give a shit.
Right.
We'll do the heavy lifting, but we need people to help us out with the little things that make us happy.
Just the simple things. Well, what is that?
The heater.
Is that the space heater?
No, the place should be warm by 2 o'clock.
I mean, I should have warm by June.
No kidding.
It's making it sound like it. You ever watch those submarine movies when a destroyer goes overhead and you hear the chung 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 chung? That's the sound it's making. Not too distracting, but at least we'll be warm.
Let's say hi to Brother Joe. Brother Joe!
Hey, guys, what's going on?
Hey, man.
You guys wanted to stay warm. You should have been down in Monterrey, Mexico. We just got back from there 2 days ago. It's nice and hot, but everything smells like poop.
Ugh.
Wait, you're
Yeah,
he's traveling to Mexico now?
The 2U tribute band to U2 is traveling around the world, Opie.
We are global.
They just got back from Mexico. Where were you in Mexico?
In 1 week. We were there twice in 1 week. We actually played last Sunday in Monterey, a place called Uma Bar. It was 2,000 people pre-sold and sold out. And
they think they're really seeing U2, these people. The Mexicans, they don't know anything.
Mexico was fucking ridiculous. These people not only treated us like U2, they did. They acted as if they were standing in the presence of Bono.
How hysterical is that? Fucking Mexicans.
Funny, man. It's funny as hell. But you know what? They bought 2,000 tickets at 150 pesos a ticket, which is roughly $15.
Those pesos, man.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Really devalued.
Yeah. It's pretty horrific, man.
Did you get paid in pesos?
Actually, yes, and I had to transfer. I had to, transfer the funds at the airport.
How many pesos do you get? What is it? Do they give you like 1,000 pesos? Huh?
Yeah. Oh, it was tens of thousands of pesos.
Get rid of the peso. Call it something else. Get rid of the peso.
I love some of those countries where you try to just buy something. It's like, that'll be 120,000.
It was absolutely ridiculous, man.
Whatever the hell.
You know, like Europe kind of figured it out. Instead of having the lira and the Deutschmark and all that, they figured out the euro. That's close to the dollar. You know, it kind of figured it out. Mexico's still with their stupid, worthless peso. I'd like to buy the ceramic hand-painted bull in Tijuana.
Yeah.
All right, that's 8 billion pesos.
That's 8 billion pesos, and then you go, oh, that's expensive.
$10?
I don't want to pay that much.
8 billion?
They sell absolute crap there, and then they give you this big deal on the plane, duty and tax-free, which is a big fucking joke.
Yeah.
Everything's just so inflated that, they're knocking the duty and the tax off. It means nothing. It's ridiculous, man. The money's worth nothing down there.
So where are you playing?
Tonight we're playing at a place called the Celtic House in Fishkill, New York. They're doing on the 17th of the month. They do a mini St. Patty's Day.
Hi.
Every month. And they're doing it tonight. And we're actually hope you know about PDH. We're on our way up there now.
Oh, you're doing a little radio.
We're doing morning radio. I have no idea what it's going to be about. It's just me and Thomas doing a couple of acoustic tunes. And
that's really cool. What station?
PDH.
I mean,
PDH.
What show?
Poughkeepsie.
I meant to say what show. I'm sorry.
I don't know the name of the show. I know nothing about it except that we're on the air this morning around 9 o'clock.
All right, listen, we got pests in that area. I mean, when Joe's on the radio, come on.
All right.
Help us out.
Absolutely, man.
Help us out. We want to hear Joe doing some acoustic U2.
Yeah, we'll get the cell phone to the speaker and give us a call.
Yeah.
Poughkeepsie wrote a really good article about us today as well. We'll get into that a little later.
Yeah.
Except for one little quote that pissed off Anthony.
Well,
we
I don't blame you, though, by the way.
Taken out of context.
Yeah. Huh?
We We had some articles written on us down in Mexico, and I have no fucking idea what they say.
El Gudo.
Right.
They're probably telling him how to kidnap you. That's a corrupt, awful place. Be careful down there, man.
Horrid people.
That's all they do is kidnap people.
Kidnap for ransom, yeah. Drugs.
The promoter that we had was kidnapped and held at gunpoint for 2 weeks. They thought he was some politician's son, and no shit, they held him for 2 weeks at gunpoint, and the guy almost died. He was telling me that they were sticking him in the ribs with a knife, not enough to really hurt him, but enough to make him yell and scream while they had him on the phone with the people that they thought was his family, and it wasn't his family, so the people that they were calling.
They don't give a shit.
To get ransom from didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, go ahead.
They were like, not my hero, and they just kept on sticking this guy who was screaming, and finally they ended up the guy that got kidnapped was actually very well connected with the Mexican mob. A couple of weeks after he was kidnapped, they let him go when they realized it wasn't the guy that they were trying to extort money from his family, and he ended up getting 2 pictures back from this mobster of the guys that kidnapped him with fresh holes in the front of their heads.
That's a wonderful place,
This is the shit that goes on in Mexico City, man.
That's your promoter?
Yeah. Yes, Jimmy, that's our promoter.
That's exciting. What other countries are you going to go to?
We're heading to Panama. They're going to send us down to South America now, too. We're going to...
Panama?
Screw the third world nations. How about somewhere cool?
How about Yemen and Beirut?
Yeah, that would be an upgrade for you guys.
That's an encore. Nah, we don't give a fuck, man. They pay us well down there.
To you in Karachi.
Oh, really?
Dude, you too is going down to South America this year, too.
Hey, man, we're proud of you, Joe, but come on. I mean, you're traveling the world, but...
I hear we might be going to...
Your passport's got to look pretty damn scary.
Yeah, really. I know. 2U is the only tribute band on the terror watch list because of the places they go to.
Yeah, we were stopped at a couple of customs. Like they'd be looking at all this electronic shit that was bringing out like it was bombed.
If you ever decide to play anywhere in the Middle East, you should take that picture of Mohammed with the bomb on his head off of your drum set.
And, dude, if you ever play Indonesia, put some heroin in a guitar case and take it out of the country. They slap you on the wrist there.
Yeah, it's a mere slap on the wrist.
Nice. Oh, Jesus Christ.
All right, well, good luck with your radio interview. When you're there, tell them that every time they use the word instant feedback that they should send us a royalty check. And have fun.
We'll be at the Celtic House this evening in Fishkill, New York on Main Street. It's Main Street Plaza.
Check them out.
Big fun.
All right. Brother Joe. Joe. Where's Joseph?
There you go. Yeah, he's gone. 2U. Great band. U2 tribute band.
I want to congratulate him on his success. He really deserves it, man.
We never see him anymore, by the way.
No, I know.
Family, anybody's every time I talk to my family, it's like, oh, where's Joe? Oh, I don't know. He's in fucking Japan. Who thought a tribute band could be so lucrative?
And they're playing, what, every weekend?
Every weekend. They're every night they're somewhere else. They're like a real touring fucking band where a couple of, they take a couple of nights off. They're back on the road all over the country and now the world. For some reason, U2 strikes a chord with people that even if it isn't really U2 and it's close enough, they act like it's U2.
You know what I love about Joe's band? They play a lot of songs that U2 stopped playing years ago, too, which makes it really cool if you're a real U2 fan.
They have a huge repertoire of all the hits and all the obscure stuff. They can mix it up every night, Right.
But didn't Jim Laird was the singer, and he was a good singer, and he left, right? He was out of the band.
There was a little friction. The thing about tribute bands...
There's a little fallout, but, Joe is so freaking talented, he just brushed that off like, whatever, dude.
Brush it off,
Watch what I do now. Watch what I do.
Here's the trouble with tribute bands, though, and this is pretty much any band, but tribute bands it really seems to happen in. The guys in the band hate each other. I don't know what it is. There's usually a couple of guys that are tight, and that's the case in a lot of the tribute bands.
Yeah.
And then some other peripheral guys... that have problems, and they're constantly being changed in and out and shifted. It's not like, a regular band that is playing their own music. You know, the tribute band, hey, we'll throw out the drum and we'll get a new one.
Did you see Tribute
yet?
yet?
We'll get a new one. No, I haven't
on
seen that
Showtime
yet.
or whatever cable channel had it? Unbelievable.
Can you get it on DVD?
I don't even know. Unbelievable. It was great.
We should start a
One of these
tribute
guys
band.
started believing he was Gene Simmons, and he burned his whole house down, practicing blowing fire. And
Isn't that wonderful?
I don't know. It's a great documentary on tribute bands if you ever see it on the old cable. Mr. Hughes, what's up?
Good morning, boys.
What is up?
And Angel Buns there.
Hi.
I would like to request an older bit, please.
Okay, we could do that for you, sir.
I would very much love to hear Brother Joe imitating James Taylor covering DMX. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind, and dedicate that to fucking Pharrell.
Y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here, up in here. Y'all gonna make me go all out up in here, up in here. Y'all gonna make me act a fool up in here, up in here. Y'all gonna make me lose my cool up in here, up in here. If I gots to bring it to you cowards, then it's gonna be quick, alright. All you mans up in the jail before suck my dick, and all them other cats you run with get done with dumb quick. How the fuck you gonna cross the dog with some bullshit? Alright. There go the gun click, 911 shit, all over some dumb shit. Ain't that some shit? Y'all niggas remind me of a strip club, 'cause every time you come around it's like, what? I just gotta get my dick sucked. And I don't know who the fuck you think you talking to, but I'm not him. I ain't slim, so watch what you do, or you gon' find yourself buried next to someone else. And we all thought you loved yourself, but that couldn't have been the issue. Or maybe they just saying that now 'cause they miss you. Shit, a nigga tried to diss you. That's why you're laying on your back, looking at the roof of the church. Preacher telling the truth, and you know that it hurts. Yeah. Whoa, y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here, up in here. Y'all gonna make me go all out up in here, up in here. Y'all gonna make me act a fool up in here, up in here. Y'all gonna make me lose my cool up in here, up in here. Whoa, 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 up in here. Y'all gonna make me act a fool up in here, up in here, up in here, up in here. You make me lose my cool up in here. Lose my mind. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind. Y'all gonna make me up in here. Y'all gonna make me go all out.
Brother Joe, everyone. Brother Joe.
Yes.
Stop the presses, by the way. E-Rock's eating fruit.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Are you feeling all right?
What is?
Bacon is no longer on my list.
Very good, E-Rock.
We scare you?
Oh, yeah. The mayo thing went away, and now the bacon thing's gone
No
away.
more bacon. Good boy.
Yep.
Be honest, is this the first time you've eaten fruit in front of us?
No, I've actually done it many times. You just never noticed it until I stopped the bacon.
What happened? We never noticed because it's usually covered in mayo.
Yeah, we couldn't see it under a pork chop.
Right.
When you got home, did you find a note from your heart that said, "Cut the shit, fucko"?
We were discussing cholesterol on the way home yesterday. Jim and I were walking back to the hood, and I was telling Jim that I was feeling really good about myself when we started talking about cholesterol. E-Rock is what, 208?
207.
207, 27 years old. That's a little scary.
Yeah, it's a little high for 27 years old.
For 27 years old. And then I was feeling really good about myself yesterday. I'm like, well, watch the reaction from the boys when I tell them my cholesterol. Feeling really good. I'm like, I'm 136. And Anthony just laughed at that and swatted me away and said, yeah, yes. I'm 85.
85. That's like ridiculous. Yeah, well, it's all about chicken and broccoli and water.
And club soda.
That's it.
Broccoli bugs me, though.
I love broccoli. It's like a little tree, and you eat the leafy part.
Yeah, just chomp off
wonderful.
the head. Just chomp off the head of the broccoli.
I prefer asparagus.
Yes, grilled asparagus. Yes.
Makes your pee stink. I love that.
I like broccoli, Rob.
I smell radio bit. What's your favorite vegetable? What's your favorite vegetable, everybody?
Come on, everybody.
Let's go to the phones. Hey, what's your favorite vegetable?
Hello?
I used to like Shivo.
Oh. Wow, so you made something.
I was going to go old school.
You made that
with
so funny.
What's her name?
Karen Carpenter?
No, Karen Quinlan.
Oh, Karen Ann Quinlan.
Yeah, Karen Ann Quinlan.
All right, let's get into the show. Brother Joe, thanks for calling. There's Brother Joe's song. Anthony's taking his coat off. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Warming up a little bit.
Warming up a bit finally?
Yeah.
Half hour into the show? Yeah, you can turn that off. You know what? That little space heater did the job there, E-Rock.
Hot over here.
It heated a space.
That's right.
How about that?
But it's tiny, though.
It is lil.
All right, so I want to know.
Does it say something like Lil Giant Space Heater? I love when a product has to put the word Lil on it.
I do, too.
It makes it adorable.
So I want to know what the hell happened last night with the office cam.
All right, well.
All I know, I'll give you my side of this.
Uh-huh.
I walked into work, and I saw a crew that just looked really hungover, a crew that looked like they haven't slept.
Yeah.
Ben's like, oh, wow, after the show, we all decided to go out and drink. But it seemed like it went all night long.
All night long. I guess the interns and Ben did a little of that drinking. Had a little fun drinking. And it ended up here at the studio and in the office. And I just got this email from somebody. I don't know if I should say who it was, but it just said, check out the office cam. So I punch it up, and the second it comes on, I just see a man's ass in full view, fully zoomed in, with cheeks spread and asshole just gaping. Ooh. There was gaping, male ass gaping going on in the office.
An ass cave for everybody.
Ass cave, male ass gaping. And see, I got something set up between my home computer and my computer here at work. I can access either of them from either computer. Totally.
So you could turn on this one, too?
No, I don't have this, the studio one.
That would be cool if you could turn that one on every once in a while.
Yeah, it's something to do with the problem with the corporate computer. You can't load the proper software.
Is it true the office cam is on all the time now?
Yeah, well, sometimes it gets shut off, but I can turn it on from home. That is, unless somebody shuts the computer here off, or trips over it, or vomits or pisses on it. I don't know what they did last night, but I couldn't access it after a while. And we were having a fight. This is, like I said, I can access the computer. So my work computer desktop shows up on my home desktop. And I can click on all the icons and work anything I want. I could also type in, if I log on to Pal Talk under one of the names, let's say OpeAnt1 in the office, I type in, and I'm OpeAnt1. I punch up my camera, and it's the camera from the office. But I'm home typing in whatever I want. If some drunk intern or worker is in here and they sit down, they could type in. All of a sudden, I'll see what they're typing before they even post it. And then they'll hit return, and under the same name now, there's two different people posting. So, like I said, I log on. I'm looking at man ass, trying to figure out who it is. Slowly backs away, and there I see.
Hold on. How do you figure out whose it is?
Well, I couldn't.
I mean, come on.
I couldn't at first.
Well, it's very
I
easy.
was stunned.
Danny's is a little hairier. I would say Derek's is more supple.
I couldn't figure out whose it was. So what I immediately did...
You kind of stepped into something there, though.
Yeah, I did.
Because you said all you saw was man ass.
All I
and
saw
that you were
was
trying to figure
man-ass.
out whose it was.
Yeah.
What are you saying? You have to have some kind of smell involved to figure out
Well,
which boy it belongs
sometimes.
to?
No, so the first thing I did was click on my program called Snagit. And
Jesus.
I framed...
You have the gayest computer ever.
It's called Snagit.
Snagit.
And
You're the bad boy of computing.
I'm the bad boy of computing.
Should be called faggot.
Faggot. Snagit.
Snagit.
I framed...
What does a snagit do?
Well, I clicked on it, started up, and I framed the... I clicked and dragged to pull a little frame around the window that showed the man ass in full video, and it captures video. So now I'm getting live video of what's going on, so I have it for evidence.
Oh, not just photos.
Not photos, dude. This is video.
Ooh.
He has it for evidence, Jimmy.
Oh, now I have
on
it.
his home computer.
Yeah.
Yes. I watch it all the time. I'm the bad boy of man ass video. So, the camera, the camera stays in the same place, but the person, the perp, starts moving away from the camera a little, and I notice it is our own Danny. It is Danny's ass on the camera, and there he is laughing like an idiot with his pants pulled down.
Like an idiot.
Like an idiot, yeah. No, laughing. He's a laughing idiot.
As an idiot.
So I thought he was just having a little fun, and that was pretty much it. Moon the camera, have a few laughs, and leave. This went on for hours. Hours. And not just Danny. Danny types in. Now, like I said, I could see what he's typing. For most people, in any kind of chat setup, you only see what the person has typed.
Yeah.
Since I'm looking in as if it's my computer, I can see what he's typing in before he hits enter. He's trying to type like, I'm so drunk, and it's like, I-N greater sign K-U-N-C and apostrophe back, erase. It's taking him forever to type anything. And I type, you're drunk off your ass. He goes, oh yeah, out with Ben last night, and we were doing a little drinking. And then out of nowhere, you want to see Derek's bag? And dude, this is far from closed circuit. This is the open Opie and Anthony live room, so there's people in it. There's fucking hundreds of people in the room.
Because like we have been saying lately, this experience, the Opie and Anthony experience, just continues after.
Doesn't end after the show.
And the radio show.
So there's Derek now with his eyes are slits because he's like smiling, he's all drunk, and walks up to the camera, pulls his zipper open, and pulls his dick and bag out, holding his cock so you can't really see it, and teabags in front of the camera. So all you're seeing is his yam bag in front of the camera, and they're all laughing their asses off.
That is the weirdest shit.
And
man.
then more. So now the battle starts because I can control the mouse from home. They can control it from here in the studio. So it's a big tug of war trying to get, because I'm trying to bounce them from the room. They're trying to stop me from bouncing and shut down the program that lets me see it from home. So I pull down the thing, and now I'm trying to click on the control that removes any control they'll have of the keyboard. Every time I click on it, they unclick it. So it's this back and forth thing going on, this war going on, and I finally lose it. I lose the battle. I lose the picture. I lose everything. Meanwhile, they lose the feed to the internet. So they have no camera right now. About 15 minutes goes by. I'm able to log back on. So I log back on the office cam to see what's going on. The camera slowly fades in. They couldn't possibly have known that the camera was on or off or coming on or anything. As it fades in, there's two asses in front of it, spread cheeks, assholes ablazing, Like they stood there for 15 fucking minutes waiting for that camera to come back on. What the
hell is going on?
Oh, I didn't get into guest number 3 that was in the studio also, which is probably, yes, it gets sicker than this, than 2 men showing bag, dick, and ass.
By the way,
to hundreds of people.
I'm watching the pad data as you talk about this. First it said Danny is gay, and now it says Derek is gayer. And I was holding out hope for good old Derek. I thought he was like the normal one.
I thought it was the responsible one.
I thought he was the behind-the-scenes guy. Just wants to do his job and go home, but
nope.
Man, he's got the spotlight today.
Last night, you add a little booze to these guys.
Do you remember any of this?
A little bit.
A little booze. What were you guys drinking?
I don't even know.
You don't even know. You must have blacked out.
Yeah,
because you were doing and saying shit that just was so fucking inappropriate.
That was dangerous drunk.
Yeah,
really dangerous drunk.
Yeah. So I'm looking, and all of a sudden I look at the camera, I look at the feed, and there's a woman in our office. And I'm like, what is going on here?
Probably not the first time. There was
Probably
a
not
in our office.
But she didn't look like the kind of woman that these two would be bringing back for some action or anything. She was a little older. Didn't seem like the type. It seemed like the type if, you were your guy's age and you went and got a little drunk, you'd pick her up. I'm trying my best not to insult the woman.
Well, go right ahead.
Because she was Danny's mother. Danny, I guess, went out drinking with his mom, came back to the office, showed his ass, his yam bag, along with Derek, and brought his mom along. Then the signs started getting held up in front of the camera because people were asking, who's the woman in there? And he said, my mom. My mom, she's looking for action. She likes the big black cock, is the sign that Danny then held up about his mother, who was on camera. He also held up a sign that said, I want to fuck my mother.
You did not.
Dude.
What is wrong with you?
He did. Then he said she's looking for action and big black cock and gave out her work email address to the hundreds of people that were on Pal Talk at the time watching this fucking atrocity go down in our office.
She hot?
Huh?
She hot?
Well, she's not my type. She's not, I like him a little younger, than his mom. His little brother's cute though. That disturbed me too. Is the fact that his little brother,
how did your family get involved with this?
Is watching this shit.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, because he's in the room, he's watching his older brother hold up signs that say he wants to fuck his mother. It was, dude, hours. It was an hour from the time Danny posted, well, I'm out of here, till the time I think he actually left. And that was already over an hour into the whole thing. And I think Derek might have passed out somewhere.
I don't know
near the facility, in the facility. I have no idea. Yeah. I couldn't find him. By the time I punched the camera back up, it was all askew, pointing at something that meant nothing. I did see Travis walk in. And all this debauchery is going on. All this very gay shit is going down. And then these two leave the camera for a few seconds. And Travis walks in and sits down at the computer to get some work done. It was just, it's surreal. I don't know what the fuck goes on in this place.
Well,
and all you could see was, I know Than was somehow involved in the situation, but he was playing it safe. All you could ever see was the top of his hat, because he would never be in camera. He was skulking around, like doing a low crawl past the camera so no one could really see him.
Well, he's holding out hope to be a politician still.
Yeah, you don't want these.
Just in case.
Dude, I have career-ending video if you ever want to pursue a career in politics or anything. Anything, but I'll hand those over to you.
Well,
I certainly don't want them.
The phones, a lot of Pal Talkers checking in that saw this last night. Matt from Yonkers, what's up?
Hey, you guys forgot the best sign. My mom speaks Greek.
Oh, yeah.
You held up the...
Was your mom hammered?
Probably.
Yeah,
I can't even tell you. I mean,
you all seemed a little drunk.
So hammered.
By the way, I saw her fucking with the television set.
Oh, did she really?
Oh, yeah. She was fucking with the plasma TV in the office.
Want to check out the Olympics or something?
I don't know.
Joe from Brooklyn.
She was writing signs, handing them to Danny here. Mention the black cock.
Hold on, Joe. Hold on. Go ahead.
Morning, guys. Am I the only one that finds this, like, extremely disturbing?
No, you're not the
You
only
should have
guy.
seen it.
We got gaping assholes. We got ball bags. Well, what went on? What do we got? A Guys Gone Wild video going on?
Hey, man.
What went on behind the scenes?
Here's the deal. Your heroes have flaws. Many, many flaws. That's the beauty of this show. We just throw it all at you. All the scars and warts and...
It was a wreck.
Yeah.
So then for the rest of the night, any room I went into, I also have another program where instead of a camera feed from Pal Talk, I could pump in any video I want, and it shows up on the screen. So I would go into the rooms and just replay the videos of these guys showing their ass and ball bags in any room I went into. That was really good when later on in the night I was in the 1,000-person strong O&A war room, and your ass and ball bag was prominently displayed.
It was the rallying cry.
That was battle cry. It was like Braveheart.
Yeah, right.
And they all lifted their kilts.
Freddie Trek from Jamaica Station on the feedback. Oh, yeah, you click and drag that man-ass with your snag it, homo.
Yes, I snagged that ass.
Wow. Well, here's a good question from Paul on Long Island. Paul, what's up?
Ant, any pubes on your keyboard?
No. As a matter of fact, the second my bagel came here this morning to eat, I went to reach for the mouse and realized they were touching their ball bag and spreading their ass cheeks and then using the mouse to chat.
Yeah.
So I pretty much napalmed my desk, keyboard, and mouse with Lysol. And there it sits being disinfected.
All
righty, guys.
Thank you. Let's go to Ikers, it looks like. Ikers.
Hey, guys. Yeah, I was in the room at the same point Anthony was, apparently. I didn't know it.
Yeah.
The first thing I saw when I opened up the office cam was a ball sack. And I'm like, what the hell is going on in the office? And I waited, and it pans back, and it's Derek. And I was just, like, in shock. And then I'm also watching the chat, and it's exactly like Anthony described. It was, you're so wasted, and then a bunch of gibberish. And I'm like, who are they talking to? I didn't realize it was...
Yeah, it's hard to explain because the people that were just viewing saw the name OpeAnt1 where every other message was coherent. Because that was me replying to the first message from OpeAnt1, which was Danny just babbling, drunk, and me saying, you are fucking drunk. So it was like a schizo. Anyone from the outside looking in is like, why is this guy talking to himself? One drunk, one calling him a drunk.
I couldn't figure it out, so I clicked on. I saw this Dan's brother, and I opened that up, and there's a mini Danny without the facial hair, and I'm thinking, what the heck is going on? And the mom's in the room too. It was so bizarre.
Danny's whole family is involved in this program now.
Well, we got a lot of instant feedback
Don't
here.
forget Naked Dad.
Naked Dad, right, of course.
Axel from New York City, after he held up a sign saying, I want to fuck my mother, did he flush his XM radio down the toilet and buy a Sirius?
You had the order all wrong.
And then Nick from Columbus, Ohio, Danny to his mom, I wish I knew how to quit you. And Bert from Philly, Mom, I have to move the camera now.
I've got to do this.
Let's do this. Russ from Philly, what's up?
Hey, I want to get Danny's mom's email address.
Yeah, can you give that
Everyone
out
else got it.
I probably shouldn't.
Oh, yeah, no. It's just going to be out there.
Let's see.
He started regretting things because then I started getting emails to my email address going, accidentally shut down your the program you used to talk between the two PCs. Sorry about that.
Well, I just wanted to make it abundantly clear that it wasn't me.
Yeah, it was Derek that did it.
Hey, let's say hi to Rob on Long Island. Rob, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey.
How you doing, angry typing guy?
I'm all right.
Yeah, Danny's starting to sound a little bit like Bad Boy Bubby.
You know, we never finished watching that Bad Boy Bubby movie.
I watched it at home.
It was
I got that movie yesterday off of Netflix.
Yeah.
And you're right, I started watching it, and then once he's, like, in the city and shit, it just sort of, like, teeters out. But, oh, my God, that first, like, half hour was so sick and brutal. What he does to that cat and then his mom and his father.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great first half hour, 45 minutes.
That's a good boy.
All right, thank you, buddy. Well, this is a very good question from Chris in West Virginia. Chris?
Hey, Danny, just curious if you got lucky last night with your mother.
Well, it is West Virginia.
Always.
They need to know.
Figured you get a kick out of that.
It was really, really disturbing, man.
One more. Jim in Ohio. Jim?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey.
Hey, it sounds like at nighttime they got the Brokeback Broadcasting Network going on.
No kidding.
And then, they like, it isn't gay enough showing live man ass and ball bag, but they think it's going to freak people out if they take a magazine picture of a buff man and tape it up in front of the camera. After all that.
Once again, that was Derek as well.
After all that going down, live ball bag teabagging of the camera, like a fucking model of a picture of a model guy being taped in front of the camera is going to be shocking.
Derek's a little
nothing.
red.
Yeah.
That's why this is
So
a
is
huge
his
surprise. This is why it's a huge surprise. It's Derek we're talking about. He was the guy we never thought would get into this crap.
No, you expect it out of some of the other guys.
And then Danny's trying to make an excuse that he never went to college, so he's getting it out of his system.
Yeah, that's what he said in the office.
He's like
Binge
32
drinking.
years old or something, and he's finally living college life.
The binge drinking. Yeah, he's going to mixers.
Right.
That's kind of what happens, though, when you don't go to college. You know, alcoholism, incest.
It happens. Homoerotic moments with your coworkers in front of a camera. Look at Derek goes, ugh, when you put it that way, ugh.
Well, I noticed he showed a picture of Derek bending over, and fucking Derek is all bag. It's amazing. He can't hide.
We all did notice that, Derek.
What a bag you have. Congratulations.
It's so weird, you know, I get in here and people start handing me stuff in the newspapers and, you know, stuff for the show, you know? And I'm like, all right, probably Olympic stuff and probably this and that. And they're handing over, you know, photos on paper of Derek's ball bag going, you got to check this thing out.
Yeah, check it out.
You can see it from every angle.
It's like,
I wanted to hit it.
Heavy bag.
The speed bag.
Yeah, working on the speed bag.
Yeah, right on. Mark in Minnesota.
Hey, are you guys going to be, you know, making a video of all these luscious bags and man-ass available online or anywhere? I mean, come on, O&A hot webcam ass.
Yeah, what are you going to do, Ant? You got the video. What are you going to do with it?
Delete it.
Maybe Steve could put up a new site.
Oh.
rate my bag.
Yes. O&A workers gone wild.
Well, that webcam is on 24 hours a day now, more or less.
Hot man-on-man action.
The office cam. The action has drastically increased on the office cam.
You just never know when it's going to pop up and what the fuck is going to happen in front of it. Horrid.
Can we do office cam day?
What'll that entail? Thought that was yesterday.
It's a very easy concept. Maybe Don could see if we could get away with this legally. We you know, put all the shutters down or shades or whatever, and lock the door, and then it's like an open call for people to come up here and do whatever the hell they want on the office cam.
In front of the office cam?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
That's
like
good.
It's like office cam day.
Uh-oh.
That is good.
Why? Uh-oh.
I just see problems.
Why?
I see
listeners.
I see greatness.
I do, too. The listeners.
Don, that's your homework assignment.
That's good. It's almost like
we want to do office cam day.
It's a
you know
talent
what it
show.
is? It's almost like a confessional for MTV. You know how they did that with the Real World? They would have the confessional where you go in alone to a room in front of the camera and either talk or do whatever you want. That was your time.
Now, people are thinking about the obvious, you know, the sex angle, but it could be anything.
Could be anything.
You could confess shit. You could just, whatever.
Yeah.
Propose to your girl.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Anything.
Anything. Anything goes. We want to do office cam day on the Opie and Anthony program. Don, get that done, please.
That is a good one.
Like it?
How often do you have to shift so you're not sitting on your bag? You can't get over the bag on this kid.
Yeah.
Your bag has Down syndrome.
I was going to ask, is it healthy or not?
It looks normal, but it was just
how-
hanging like a big red ornament.
It was normal, no lumps, no bumps.
Are you really 82 years old, or how old are you?
22.
Jesus.
What?
He was
Might wanna
holding
get that
his
checked.
dick. He was just holding his cock, and his bag was just hanging from his hand, from the bottom of his hand, in front of the camera. And Danny likes to say he wasn't doing that, but he was.
I didn't do it.
He had his ball bag out, Danny, and he's squeezing it like. He's squeezing it so it's just popping out all veiny and shoving it into the camera. And then at one point, you just dangled your dick right in front of the camera, Danny.
Did I really?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, boy.
You were zipping back up, and your dick just flopped in front of the camera.
Oops.
Was Mom impressed?
I don't know.
Oh, God. Derek, you have your pants pulled down midway down your thighs, and your bag is hitting your back belt loop. Look at this picture. It is hitting the back belt loop of his pants, and they're pulled halfway down.
Old taffy bag. I could actually, on a black and white photo from a cam 10 feet away, see the definition from ball to ball.
Yeah.
This fucking kid is really a...
It might be cold in here in the mornings, but I guess at night, very warm.
Old Reagan neck.
A nice Reagan neck bag.
A turkey bag. Click clacks.
I could not believe that was your mom in here too. With all that going on, I kept saying, "No way, that's his mom," because he would not be saying shit like this.
Yeah.
But he had no problem with it.
All right, let's
By the way,
go.
how fast on Whack Bag there's a name Derek's Bag?
Oh, of course,
Already taken.
Derek's bag.
Let's go to Ryan in Pennsylvania. Ryan?
Yeah, I want to know how many mouse traps Derek can fit on his ball bag. I think it's so huge.
We're going to have to get, I don't know, dozens. All right. Thanks, Ryan.
Yep.
Bye.
So there you have it. That's what was happening last night.
Yeah, a lot of fun going on when we're not here, Opie.
Yeah.
Where was Ben during all this?
Wisely, he went home.
Yeah. Ben actually went. They were drinking. They outdrank Ben last night. Ben decided I had enough, and he went home. And these guys continued drinking. Well, that wasn't just a beer buzz either.
Apparently, we did a lot of shots, but just really don't remember.
How do you get up? How are you up this early?
I have no
don't know
fucking
how he does it.
idea. I have no idea.
I don't know how he does it.
I gotta be. I'm just numb right now.
I'm tired, and I just didn't get a lot of sleep last night.
Well, I know who that is.
Wow, G. Gordon Liddy.
Wow, look at that.
I forgot we were talking to G. Gordon Liddy today. All right. Wow. That's pretty cool.
Right from that to Liddy.
Yeah, gay office cam to G. Gordon Liddy. That's
Love
what the
it.
Opie and Anthony show is all
This
about.
show is.
Thanks, guys.
Guys, great job.
Thanks.
Yeah.
All right, a quick break, and we'll talk to G. Gordon Liddy next. Go get my limo.
Anthony.
I've got my hurdy.
Jim Norton.
That makes me sound like a really talented comic.
It's the Opie and Anthony show.
Only creeps listen to this program.
That's right. That's a bunch of lies. Sit down and put on your laughing hat.
It's time for the Opie and Anthony show.
Let's say hi to Peter in Florida. Peter, what's up today?
What's happening, guys? I just wanted to say your show just rocks, man. Every morning on my ride to work, I listen to it. You guys are excellent. And basically what I wanted to say is Howard Stern and Bubba the Love Sponge need to lick you guys' nutsacks.
Yeah, wow, look at that.
Thank you. They can have Derek's.
They can pick the dingleberries.
Hey, thanks, Peter. We're building something pretty special over here at XM. I appreciate that.
Thank you so much, you guys. Take care.
All right. It's a whole experience. It's a whole lifestyle. It's, I mean, we do a show for 4 hours every day, and then, I don't know. And then it just continues all night long, all weekend long. Now we got a bar that the pests are hanging out at and a restaurant. So, we got G. Gordon Liddy outside the studio. We should get him in here. We got him for about a half hour, Anthony.
Holy jeez.
What?
I'm just thumbing through his book, and I'm petrified. God. He's got a book out, Fight Back, Tackling Terrorism, Liddy Style. Know what that involves.
Yeah,
Kicking
we
some
do.
ass. Mr. Liddy, how are you, sir?
Good to go and ready to launch. How about
Ready to go.
A legend. A pleasure to meet you there.
Absolutely.
We had you on the phone once.
Yeah.
Are you still doing a show on XM?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
The Ask channel.
The Ask channel, you got a show?
Yep.
When is that on? Just get the plug out of the way so people can hear you, you know?
I think it's noon to 3.
Yeah. Well, at least he's doing a real show. Some of these guys that do their shows on XM, it's like, when do you do your show? Well, it's a 15-minute show, and it's from 12:15 to 12:30. Well, wow, that must be a piece of cake.
We talked to Dale Earnhardt Jr. yesterday. He does a half-hour show.
Half-hour show.
We want that contract.
Yeah.
Well,
we got 4 hours to roll here.
He's used to moving fast.
Yeah, it's true.
Is he gonna
Gordon Liddy?
Is he going to beat us up if we are bad or something?
He could.
You're a security guy?
Yeah, my security guy.
Yeah,
I guess so.
I guess so. I guess so.
20 years as a Navy SEAL commando in 37 different countries.
Holy crap.
You did?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I know.
He's retired now.
I went to the gym on Tuesday.
Wow, yeah, you must have seen a little bit of action then, I'm sure.
Yeah, I can't go into that, though.
Hey, no problem.
It's okay.
I'm not going to ask.
We really don't need to know.
I'm not going to ask.
I don't know nothing.
What they call a black operative, and they're not referring to race.
Right.
No, these guys show up on time.
These are the guys that get the job done.
Yep.
I'm a black ninja, so we probably have something in common.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you're just putting the fear into him there, Opie. Yeah. He could take you out without even moving.
I know.
He could fling his watch over there and take your head off.
He's using mind control as we speak.
Mr. Liddy,
sir,
you got a book, Fight Back?
Correct.
Tackling Terrorism Liddy style.
That's right.
Now, who is this directed at?
It's directed at the American public.
Like everybody?
In my view, the American public, first of all, has no idea how vulnerable we all are.
I think we all got a pretty good idea back 9/11.
Well, then their memories are short because they're.
That's what I've noticed too, and that pisses me off. By the way,
it does. And the other thing is that once we alert them to all these different vulnerabilities in the book, and which, by the way, was co-authored by my son. Then we tell you, you don't have to just sit there and tremble in fear. Mm-hmm. There are things you couldn't do, and indeed, if you're the head of a family, or if you've got a company or something like that, your employees really are your family. You're morally obligated to do things, and this book will tell you what you can do. There's one whole section of it in the rear there that has to do with medical things. Neither my son or I felt that we should be giving medical advice. So there's a very famed doctor who wrote that section.
Mm-hmm. And that is, what type of medical advice would you even need in a book about fighting
Well, if
back?
you're talking about bioterrorism, chemterrorism, all
talking
these
about
things,
anthrax.
Oh, so this is
smallpox.
Isn't there a fine line
botulism.
between being able to pursue your life and your liberty and pursuit of happiness here in this country and paranoia? Because I was thumbing through the book a little bit, and some of the chapters scared the shit out of me. I was like, "Well, that it almost
achieved our purpose."
It almost seems like a paranoia, but if you think about it, it makes sense. So you kind of like I'm on the fence about the whole thing. I could go either way.
Well,
I could skip through life with my shoelaces untied, or barricade myself in the house.
Well, one of the things you have to decide, depending upon what the threat is whether you flee or whether you do what we call shelter in place. And if you're going to do either one of those things, you need to be prepared to do it. Mm-hmm. If you have to do it now and you're not prepared, it's too late.
Yeah. Now, what you think everybody in this country should have some kind of a plan?
Yes.
And be prepared for.
And they should rehearse it. They should rehearse
it.
Yeah.
And as the neighbors just think you're kooks, right?
Well,
but they're the ones banging on that shelter door like the Twilight Zone episode. Let us in!
Yeah, there you go.
So they should have a plan in action or written up and practice it?
And practice. Well, it's just like the insurance companies correctly advise all families to do, is to have some rope ladders in the house from the second floor and to practice fire drill. I mean, when I was school kid, we used to have fire drills. I don't know whether they do anymore because, this public school system is so screwed up. I don't know if they can spell fire
Sometimes it's better they just burn down some of these schools anyway. I don't think,
so long
just
as
lock the doors.
As long as there's nobody in them, it's all right.
The chains on the doors.
Hillary Clinton claims that she's going to be really tough on terrorism, and it's pretty known that you're a supporter of Hillary.
Yeah. Well, the problem with Hillary is, with terrorists, you got to find them first, and Hillary couldn't find Monica, so I don't know if she can find a terrorist.
Now, what do you think about finding the terrorists? We always seem to get the number 2 guy and the number 3 guy. What about the name players, the marquee guys? Where are they? Do you agree with the way the government's handling trying to find these guys, or would you go about it Liddy style, a little different?
Well, first of all, I'm not the guy who knows how the government is doing what it's doing right now. He is, but he can't talk about it.
I understand that.
This guy knows all.
I'm not going to ask him either.
He knows exactly where Osama is.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Shut up, because even speculating will have us all killed.
Not
or they'll make us go hunting with Dick Cheney.
So,
how awful is it when people like me try to have like a man-to-man chat with you about like terrorism, like just some fucking mope from Jersey, like, dude, what they need to do, and you want to just spit in my face?
Yeah, how many times have you had to sit there and listen to drivel that you know is drivel, and keep your mouth shut, maybe bite your lip a little bit, use some of that discipline?
Often.
Yeah,
very
you just
often.
hear a lot of garbage.
I will tell you, though, that there are a lot of very talented people out there that are looking for the key individuals, and it's not as easy as people think, because the area that, if we're talking about bin Laden right now, is similar to Colorado, only with much less of the forestry. And he's gotten smart because we have lots of equipment that we're able to track any kind of communications if he's using any kind of what we call MASENT, a bunch of different types of signals. And that got given up. It was reported, and so now he's basically surrounded by very few people, and he literally lives in caves.
Do you think it's almost good that we haven't gotten him? Because it seems to me like, with so many eyes looking for him, and him still out there, he really doesn't have the power of communication he needs to pull off another 9/11 type terrorist act. Not that we don't have plenty of other guys to worry about, but
a lot of other people.
Yeah, but it seems to me like Osama's one of those guys that's kind of in a stalemate position right now, where he's not quite as dangerous as maybe some other guy who would take over for him if we were to get him.
The president of Iran.
Exactly.
Yeah. See.
Well, there's another lunatic. Oh boy. I mean, the president of Iran. I don't know if you're aware of it or not, but he believes that a 5-year-old boy who disappeared in the 11th century is living down at the bottom of a well that's over there, and he sends messages to that boy down in the bottom of the well. And he listens to what the boy tells him. And what the boy is telling him is that he, the imam, will come back. They will reestablish the caliphate. The Muslims will take over the world. But this can only be done. And he won't come out of the well unless and until there is war and chaos. And specifically, the destruction of Israel.
Yeah.
And so this guy believes God is commanding him to destroy Israel. And the minute he gets an atomic bomb, this nitwit will try.
Let me ask you a question, because I've talked to somebody about this, and one argument that was raised is that he's kind of doing what Kim Jong-il is doing, which was trying to get people to notice him and get a relationship going. Because why would he? I mean, obviously he's a religious fanatic, but why would he play his hand so obviously and so quickly when he doesn't even have a bomb yet, knowing the entire world is going to focus on him and Israel is going to want to hit reactors?
He's very close to achieving a bomb, first of all. And he does not seem to be disposed to listen to the UN any more than anybody else listens to the UN. Kofi Annan does not impress him. And from his perspective, he is being logical. And that is, he says, look, sure, Israel can come back and kill millions of us, but there are billions of us, and the Germans didn't leave that many Jews. So, we can wipe out the Jews, and we can absorb that loss, because after all of us who are going to be killed are going to go right up and get the 72 virgins. He doesn't realize, of course, that God has a sense of humor, and all 72 virgins are middle-aged Roman Catholic nuns. He doesn't know that.
All fat chicks.
The joke's on you.
Where did the number 72 come from, by the way?
That comes from the Quran.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting. If you look at the Quran, it's a really bloody thing. There's constant stuff about, you shall hate the Jews, you shall hate the Christians, they are your enemy, kill them, slaughter them, all this kind of stuff. There isn't a single passage anywhere in there about forgiveness or anything of that sort.
No.
Yeah, it's just all
But it
bloody.
seems everybody kowtows to them and treats that religion as if they are this. There are good Muslims out there that when their whole religion is based on this violence and genocide.
Right. Look, there's Catholics that don't go to Mass, there's Protestants that don't go to services, there's Jews that don't go to synagogue, and I'm sure there's Muslims, who don't go to the mosque and aren't ready to, rip the throats out of Jews. But the fact is, the practicing ones, and that's, by far the majority, that's their religion. That's what they believe God commands them to do.
Do you think the world is kind of seeing them for what they are?
Yeah, when we're starting to wake up.
I mean, when you have a comic that comes out, a cartoon that comes out that starts violence up like it has been in the past week or 2 weeks or whatever it's been.
Well, that was very contrived, Opie. Now remember that cartoon.
Anthony.
That's Anthony.
Oh, Anthony. I'm sorry.
That's
okay.
Right. Red-haired Opie.
Red hair Opie.
Yeah.
Good.
Italian guy, Anthony.
Anthony, okay.
A lot of people make that same mistake, believe it or not.
Were you the one that put the tape on the door over there at the hotel?
No, it was guys working.
Oh, okay. I was wondering.
At any rate, I've forgotten what I was talking about.
The cartoon.
Actually came out in like last September, and nothing happened, and the agitators took those and then added to them, fake cartoons, and then went around and went to Syria and places like that and said, look what the infidels have done now, and got them all worked up. It's really contrived.
Yeah, well, they seem to be coming out of the woodwork, burning down Western businesses, and I think even stupid Europe has to open their eyes and see that there is a problem here.
Well, yeah, I think the Spanish realize there's a problem.
The Spanish have. By stupid Europe, I mean France. That's pretty much what I mean. I don't like just singling one out, but I mean France. And
the experts
Germany.
at preemptive surrender.
Yeah, sometimes Germany. I was watching, switch subjects a little bit, I was watching The Aviator the other day, and it led me to do a little research on Howard Hughes, and I never knew there was a link between Howard Hughes and the Watergate break-in.
Yes.
What was? They really didn't get into it. I couldn't get much info on that. What was the deal there?
It wasn't so much the Watergate break-in; it was the overall intelligence operation, and we had received information that Howard Hughes had some dealings, out there in Vegas with a certain newspaper publisher. And the publisher had a safe, and the safe had information in it that would be valuable politically to us and would be valuable also to Howard Hughes. So I and my partner, Howard Hunt, went out to California and met with the top officials representing Hughes. And we said, look, we have a community of interest here.
Community of interest.
We have the techniques and mechanics to be able to go into this safe. And you've got the jet aircraft that can, banish us out of the desert. And we formed a plan. But it fell through when either they couldn't make the jet available or there was a problem about the jet.
Mm-hmm.
So that was what that was.
That was pretty much his involvement there, because I know he was a pretty big Nixon supporter.
Yeah, well, he wasn't doing it as a Nixon supporter. It was in his interest to find out certain things that were in that safe.
That were in that safe, right.
It was out. Different things, but same interest, same safe.
A lot of dealings of that sort went on back then?
Sure.
They're still going on now?
Sure.
Yeah. Just different cast of characters?
Yeah, that's about right.
Do you miss that life? I mean, obviously you're very successful now, but I mean that it seems to me that was excitement, danger, that kind of thing.
Well, I don't miss it because I still have a pretty exciting life. I mean, I ride my Harley 2,500 miles out to Sturgis every year. These are Israeli paratrooper wings. I last jumped out of a C-130 over Israel, leading the stick when I was 73. I'm on Fear Factor next May 23rd.
That Rogan's an animal, isn't he?
What is he going to make you eat?
They don't do that anymore. They have gross out stuff,
yeah,
but they don't do the eat thing anymore.
It's not so much eat. Why. I've seen him. It's a lot of picking up things with your mouth and dropping them off. But
yeah,
they really did stop the eating thing.
I'm going to Iraq in a couple of weeks.
You are?
Yeah.
Go see the troops.
Yeah.
That's got to be an inspiration.
I
like that.
I'm not sitting around on my ass bored.
Yeah. No, I understand that. It's just, it seems to me when you're meeting with Howard Hughes for some clandestine safe break-in, that kind of stuff, that's the secret agent stuff. That
the neat thing about it is, now, 30-some-odd years later, I can talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
My son, who's Jim over here, who's done far more interesting things, he can't talk about it.
Yeah.
It's got to be frustrating.
He's going to have to wait and get a talk show and hopefully not have to go through everything you went through. I don't think jail is a good good
when do
thing.
you get to talk about that?
Jail was interesting, though.
That's got to be...
Really
I don't doubt it.
That's going to be tough for him that he's got all this crazy stuff that he's done in his life. He can't tell a soul, basically.
So disciplined, Opie.
But when can you talk about stuff like that? On your deathbed? I mean...
I think once some of the things that I did, some of the, their code word, and if they release it, the earliest would be 25 years.
25 years. Anything really cool? Just nod. Yeah?
Yeah.
Can you say it in pig Latin?
Yeah, they'll never figure it out.
How impressed would we be?
I was involved. I was involved in one of the big ones. read in by the agency and all that stuff, and it subsequently was declassified and released. Project Jennifer, which was the
I go through that every 3 months. I write a huge check to the ex-wife named Jennifer. Project Jennifer stinks.
Well, this was the retrieval of a Soviet submarine from the bottom of the sea.
Now, I think Hughes was involved in that, too.
As a matter of fact, he was.
Yeah. They actually contracted him to build the friggin' submersible and the platform that was supposed to hide the whole thing.
Yeah, it was called the Glomar Explorer.
Why would you guys, saying all of you, put so much trust in a guy that kind of was a little kooky for such a sensitive operation, especially at the time, retrieving a Soviet submarine?
Yeah, well, he had his peculiarities, but he was a genius at what he did. And, we want to tap into that genius. The aircraft that he came up with, were really remarkable. And
state of the art.
When you think of like in World War II, when it began, the most advanced plane in the world was the Messerschmitt. The Messerschmitt. In 1935 it came out. It had automatic leading edge slats against the stall.
Yeah, it was just for the German defense. As Europe sat there going, they got to defend themselves with these friggin' attack bombers.
Yeah,
Great job.
But
stupid Europe.
It was a remarkable airplane, and it was years ahead of everything. And eventually we caught up and exceeded. But that German equipment was very good.
Now this Operation Jennifer, I didn't finish that one. Did you guys pull that off? Were you able to get that sub up, or?
Well, what we did was we put out a story that said we got part of it, but we didn't get the part that had what we wanted. that's the story that we put out.
Right.
I mean, why tell them,
Yeah. What was the cover? You said you were going after something.
Going after nodes of nickel on the floor of the sea.
What a ridiculous cover story. We need these nodes of nickel on the bed of the sea, and it's right around where the Soviet sub sank.
Captain Bly dropped his contact lenses.
That's great. Just amazing. Oh, boy, the Soviets must have been pretty PO'd at that one, huh?
Well, I mean, I guess by the time they found out, I guess there wasn't any Soviet Union anymore.
Wow. Yeah, well, at the time, they had no clue that you guys were going after
this
thing?
They thought that their boat was so deep that it was irretrievable.
Oh, that no one could get it,
no
right?
One could get it. And
ha-ha, showed them again.
Well,
was it fun having such a great enemy like the Soviet Union? I mean, and I don't mean fun like jolly laughs.
No, but I'll tell you what's important about the distinction now. The Soviets were our enemy.
Mm-hmm.
They were very clever, and some of their technological stuff was terrific that the KGB deployed and so on. But the Soviets weren't crazy; they were rational, and so. You could plan something and say, okay, these are rational people. They're not going to be stupid. They're not suicidal and anything like that. This bird over in Iran and some of these other ones, they are not rational. They're Looney Tunes, and
old tactics don't work.
Well, I mean, if they're actually sending their 16, 17-year-old sons and daughters. To go blow themselves up. I don't know if you've ever seen photographs of the mess that makes, and then they think it's great, up there with the 72 virgins and all of that stuff.
At least with the Soviet Union, there was a line of communication open.
Sure
there always seemed to be a bargaining. We'll remove these missiles. You remove these. Don't put them here. There was a rational conversation that kept us from bombing each other.
You
not
only had your regular lines of communications. You had back channel communications. Because they weren't crazy. They didn't want to get blown up. We want to get blown up.
But they don't seem to care these days. So
we got
totally different.
I want your opinion on something. The Bin Laden message. Recently, when he came out, and he said something about building an Afghanistan government with the West, there was like two lines of thinking on that. One is that he was like asking for some sort of truce because he's getting his face kicked in, and two, that Islam has this weird religious thing where before you commit some type of a horrific act, you have to give your enemy some type of a warning, which is speculation that he had like a suitcase nuke.
Well, no, their religion says that when you confront an infidel is any non-Muslim, Jew, Christian, or anything like that, or purported Muslim who doesn't buy into your, radical version of Muslim, that you have these different options. First, you have to offer them conversion. You become one of us, and you're cool.
That's
right?
going to happen.
Yeah. The next thing you offer them is to live amongst them as dimini is the word, and what that means is you're not a slave, but you're like a 15th class citizen. You don't have many rights and everything, but we'll let you live.
Like Iraq over here, our producer.
yeah, right. Treat him like that. And then the last thing is, if the guy doesn't buy it, well, then you must kill him. You must kill him.
Wow, that's quite a drop-off. Jeez, how many choices.
Welcome to the club. You're a slave or you're dead. Your choices.
Right. There you go.
Right. Lovely people.
How about one more step in between, please? Give us one more choice.
Unbelievable. So how... well, obviously, through fighting back, tackling terrorism Liddy style, this is pretty much our only recourse is to defend ourselves as best we can from these people.
There's a lot of things you can do. There's a lot of things you can do, but I mean, like we happen to be in a port city right now. We're in New York and Baltimore and places like that are port cities.
Primary targets.
And there's thousands of these containers being unloaded from container ships.
This is scary stuff. Yep.
Absolute tops, 20% have had any kind of screening at all, and any one of them could have a nuclear bomb or contain contaminants that could wipe out people. I mean, they're not even being, and there's no sense of urgency about it. The people aren't clamoring, saying to Congress, for heaven's sake.
Logistically, is it feasible to even start some kind of an inspection program on these things? I mean, because the sheer number of these things that come into the ports are amazing.
Jim, this is a technical question. Why don't you respond to that?
Sure. The smart thing to do is start looking and investigating what's going into the containers when they're being loaded. And that's simple tracking mechanisms.
Isn't that a little difficult in some of these countries that we're kind of with?
Well, if you want to trade with the United States, the largest market in the world, you've got some leveraging power.
All right.
And so you do that. The point is, don't let it get close to the port. Because if you get a nuke into a port, besides the nuke, you get the tidal wave also. So you're finished. It's too late. You need to start when they're being packed. And you need to follow what they call the value chain. Every way you want to make sure that these containers are not being affected or tampered with.
It seems to me that greed a lot of times outweighs security, and if a country is faced with you will not be able to export your goods to the United States unless we're able to inspect your containers, I can't see the United States government saying that and losing revenue by saying something like that.
I mean, you have to have the will to do it, and it is our national security. And
I'd like to see it.
What is our government here for?
Yeah, well, I'd like to see it, but I don't see it.
The government is here to persecute Opie and Anthony.
Well, not here on satellite radio for now, anyway. Which thank God
we got
for
total
that.
freedom here.
So what did you think Bin Laden's message was? That was what I wanted to ask you.
No,
an offering, or was he really just
I think he's feeling the pressure, and he was being consistent with his religious beliefs. The problem is that area of the world is, in diplomatic terms, they call it not responsive to a central government. Mm-hmm. He's up there in warlord territory. It's like there's certain parts of Africa where you don't want to go. You go up in certain parts of Africa and you say Kwanzaa, and they'll put a spear through you immediately.
Machete you to pieces.
Yeah.
Well, the phones, we got to get a few of these calls on. Larry in New Jersey, what's up?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey.
Liddy, with what you were talking about the ports, there was a big story recently in the Times about the 6 ports that were sold to the United Arab Emirates. Don't you think that's going to make it easier for them to bring in?
Okay, what that's about is that there was a company that was a UK-based, British company. What the company did was manage and administer ports, and that company was sold to a company that operates out of the United Arab Emirates. And I don't think that they're going to, the United Arab Emirates are going to be really stupid and try to do something like that. But you got to watch them anyway. I mean, when President Carter gave the Panama Canal to the Panamanians, I don't think he anticipated that a Chinese company, which is a front for Chinese intelligence, would now be operating and controlling both ends of the Panama Canal.
Yeah, good move. Good move. Jesus.
All right, let's go to Hangman in Wisconsin. Hangman!
Hey, I got a question for G. Gordon Liddy.
Yeah.
Is it true that when you used to go to parties that you could actually hold a lighter under your arm until the skin would burn?
I could, but it was not something that I did as a party trick. I did that once to recruit an agent, a female agent out of, working for the other side. And she said, well, I'm frightened. What happens if I get caught? I said, well, nobody's going to know, because the only two people in the world who will know are you and me. You're not going to tell on yourself, and nobody can make me tell on you. And she said, they can make anybody talk. And I said, no, they can't. And I demonstrated it. That's all.
Okay.
Wow. Let's go to Shwuggy. Shwuggy, what's up?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Hey.
Hey, real quickly. Gee, I met you about 20 years ago when you were doing your college tour with Abby Hoffman.
Oh, yeah.
And two things I'll never forget. One is I briefly met you on stage, and number one, Jim, you'll like this. You have the most luscious blue eyes. But I just remember that...
I don't have blue eyes. I don't know who you're thinking about.
Well, I just remember you were very nice, but I just remember that if I got the least bit out of line, how quickly you could kill me. But anyway, you told this story about how once you killed a guy by shoving a knife between a guy's shoulder, right between that skin, that space in between your clavicle, and what you did. Could you just repeat that story?
Yeah, except I did not say that I had killed the guy. That's a foolish thing to do.
That's one thing
you don't make admissions against interest. What I did was explain how to kill someone that way. If you take your finger and put it to the side of your neck, there's a hollow there. Feel that little hollow?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you slide a knife down there, you rock it this way and that way, and the heart's sliced, and they're gone.
I've heard you a lot of time. I've heard you being questioned about killing and stuff, and he never fesses up to that because there's no statute of limitations on killing.
Right.
So he never.
Right. The big S you see up here does not stand for simple.
How many though? Just give us a little.
He's never going to fess up to that. Mr. Liddy,
fight back on national radio.
Yeah.
Hello.
Fight back, tackling terrorism, Liddy style. One thing that your average American can do, probably what would you consider the most important thing that the average American or American family can do to protect themselves in this day and age?
Well, I'll tell you, I'll give you one, and then we'll see if Jim has one. He may have the same. The first thing is you've got to have a plan. If you don't have a plan, and something happens, it's too late then, to try to plan because you won't be properly equipped or anything. So you have to have a plan.
I hate to pick it apart, but what's the most important part of a family's plan against a terrorist attack? I mean,
well, go ahead, Jim.
Well, first of all, I think is be aware of what the attack is. If it was a bio event, if it's a chemical event, or if it's an explosion or something else of that nature, because your plan or what you're going to respond and how you're going to respond it depends on what the attack was.
So should you have biosuits in your closet? I mean, is that where is protecting yourself and your family and going too far where, all right, or maybe there isn't a too far?
Well, there is. I mean, you just have to be prudent. But if you have a plan, if you know it was a biological attack or it was a chemical attack, you might want to be sheltering in place, and that's you want to have enough resources at the house. Canned foods and plenty of water and that sort of thing until the plume goes by and it's okay to go back out again. And these things will happen quickly if that's the attack. So the first and most important thing is, with the plan, is to understand what the attack is and how to respond. It's no longer a fire drill, hey, get out of the house and go out in the front yard. It's no longer like that.
Yeah, another thing you might prudently do is get yourself vaccinated against smallpox. Now, just picture this. These guys don't care if they die. If you're willing to blow yourself up, you're willing to let yourself be infected with smallpox. Now, you are virulently contagious, but there's no way to tell. For days and days. And you put them on a plane, now you infect 100 people on a plane. Those people go out and infect other people like that, and it's just horrendous.
Yeah, when was the last time people were inoculated?
Yeah,
for
I was inoculated,
60s.
but it was so long ago that it's doubtful that it would save me.
Yeah, I was as well, and obviously I'm much younger. And it's no longer
you for other reasons.
But
probably going places where we don't inoculate him for all kinds of stuff.
That's another story.
We could try to make him talk. We do have mouse traps.
So many needles stuck in me.
Yeah,
but the inoculations now are no good against the new strains. So.
Yeah, great. Another thing I got to worry about. They always goof on me around the show because
he's a germaphobe.
I'm the kind of batten down the hatches at the house kind of don't want to be a victim of a home invasion kind. Long Island. I live out in Nassau County, and there's been a lot of these home invasions.
I hope you've got a firearm.
Believe me, Mr. Liddy.
You'd be proud, Mr. Liddy.
I've picked up a couple of wonderful items from Wilson Firearms, one of which is my 12 gauge that sits next to the bed, and another one, a little fun down at the range, is the AR-15, which I just love, the EOTech site that you guys must be very familiar with.
Yeah.
I love those things, the holographic site.
Look, remember that you need sufficient loaded guns in the house, placed strategically so that the bad guys can never get between you and the gun.
Right. Hey, call Liddy a nut, Opie, Jimmy.
Liddy has
me
a
nuts all
reason
the
to
time.
think that way. You live on Long Island and do impressions.
Smart ass. He's always got to nail me.
I'm sitting here thinking, I can't even imagine having G. Gordon Liddy as your father.
Yeah, that's got to be something.
Was that a crazy upbringing or what?
That was unique.
Yeah.
It was unique, yeah.
Growing up.
Were you ever really scared of him?
No,
When you were going through
actually, no, very loving father.
Yeah, but I mean, you know,
Just dad to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, get your ass out there and become a Navy SEAL.
Yeah, that kind of must be a little bit of pressure.
But I want to be a shock jock.
I kind of wanted to be a florist.
Actually, what he wanted to be was a drummer. He's got a hell of a good drum set.
Oh,
And
really?
he's damn good at it, yeah.
Must be good at interrogations. Play his head.
When did Dad say the drumming thing? It's cute, but
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't
I'm
really...
looking for you to do bigger and better things.
Actually, when I started, he was in prison, so it didn't bother him at all.
Yeah.
Wow.
How old were you when that happened?
I was 11 when he went in and 17 when he came out.
Wow.
Man, did you visit a lot?
Yeah, but he was in, 12 different prisons?
Yeah,
We get to see him only...
I used to get thrown out of prison.
Did you?
Yeah. I mean, there was the warden of one prison whose father had been a warden. It was a maximum security prison, and I got transferred in there because they said that I had shut down another prison with a strike, by myself, which was not true because I had help. At any rate, he put me immediately in the hole and said, I will not let this man be in the general population of this prison. He is far too dangerous. And then, we got a writ to get me out of there, and he wouldn't put me in the general population. He transferred me again.
Yeah, they probably don't want a guy like you spouting off to the population.
Well,
Little influential.
but see,
Can you imagine?
I knew how
He's probably
vulnerable
sitting
they
there
were.
in the yard going, you know how easy it is to break out of this place?
All right,
people.
No, you know what? No, but
All right,
what
follow
it would
lead.
be is I got in there, and I looked around, and I said, there's a tremendous criminal talent pool here. And all it needs is organization and leadership.
Yeah, and that's what they don't want.
Yeah,
Not unlike the Manson thinking. There's going to be a war and the blacks will take over, and then there's going to be one white guy to lead. That was what Manson's thought process
all right,
was.
here's a picture that they might goof on me with. Why can't a guy take a picture proudly with some of his goods around the house?
Those look like perfectly good firearms. I mean, I put out a calendar every year with girls posing like that.
Well, I just wanted to show the guys here what I do at the house.
Just get Anthony
Just a
thong.
couple of the toys.
He'll be part of your calendar.
Those are fun down at the range. You go shooting down at the range.
I think you actually showed that to these guys to keep them in line.
You're right.
Yeah.
You got to let them know what you got, but not everything.
As a Navy SEAL, do you find that pose intimidating?
No, that's not the way he
Take
would.
me out in a second.
Yeah, perfect positioning for the purse to hang off.
Look at me. That's a Dick Cheney pose right there.
Let's go to John in Alabama. John.
Hey, guys, what's going on?
Hey.
Hey, man.
Jimmy, what's up, Sweetbox?
Hey, man.
G. Gordon, I had the pleasure of seeing you speak at Virginia Military Institute graduation a few years ago. And, man, you said something that day that I swear that absolutely was chilling, and it still kind of freaks me out, and I was hoping maybe you'd comment on it again. You were talking, and you said something was when all the shit was going down, and you said, man, you just tell me which street corner to stand on. And I heard that, and absolutely it really still kind of freaks me out. So I don't know if you remember that. And,
Yeah, well, I remember, because when I'm just being logical. Now, look, I had in my head knowledge which could, like within 24 hours, bring down the entire government of the United States. And people have been killed for a lot less, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Now, it seemed to me that if they decided to do that, I certainly didn't want somebody sticking a shotgun in the kitchen window and they not only take me out, take out my wife and some of the kids or something like that. So I said, look, if you want to go that route, just let me know and I'll go to some convenient remote corner someplace.
Wow.
Where I was just protecting my family. That's all.
Yeah.
I got
you. Why didn't they kill you? I mean, you did have this information.
Well, I think they realized that I would not talk. I never did.
No, you didn't.
And there's
Spent
something
some time
hidden
in
somewhere.
jail.
There's something hidden somewhere.
What do you think?
There's
You think
some
there's still
kinda-
Watergate secrets?
There's
Are there any
some-
more secrets?
No.
No, everything's been out, right?
Yeah.
And I'm assuming, anyway,
Well,
based
no,
on
let,
what
let
I
me put
know.
it this way. It's out, but most people don't know it. Most people have no idea what Watergate was all about. And all the evidence and, that proves exactly what it was all about and everything is on file in a United States District Court clerk's office and everything. But the press doesn't even want to report it because it is not the conventional wisdom.
Did you know who Deep Throat was before he...
Deep Throat was and remains a composite. It was not. Look at this. Mark Felt, the one they are claiming now, he was the guy and everything. If you look at the book that they wrote, they say Deep Throat said that they are destroying, the tapes and so on and so forth. Mark Felt hadn't been in the FBI. It wasn't in the FBI for months before that happened. He was no longer in a position to have that information. They had a whole bunch of different people who were giving them information, and they created what was a very effective literary device. They lumped it all in one, called him Deep Throat, and it worked.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my God.
Uh-oh.
Someone's got to die.
Oh, no.
Let's see, where is this?
Who's calling G. Gordon Liddy?
Oh, no.
It's probably the most innocent of calls.
More importantly, that cell phone ring is not the tone you'd expect to be on his phone.
It came with the device.
You want to hear the Mission Impossible theme or something come out of there? Not that.
I'll put it on vibrate. Usually only women
do that.
put it on vibrate, but
Oh, boy. Mike the cop. Mike?
Hey, what's going on?
Mike's in the same league as you guys, by the way. He protects Madonna.
Hey,
True story, by the way. But
Gordon.
Yeah.
I was just listening. I tuned in late. What's your son's background? I was listening. I just caught the end of it.
He's right here.
He's right here. He was a captain of the United States Olympic Team South 1 year in the 1980s for the modern pentathlon, and he was the all-Navy modern pentathlon champion, and then he was the next time for water polo, and became a SEAL, volunteered for the SEAL training, became a SEAL, and spent 20 years as a SEAL commando serving in 37 different countries.
What's a pentathlon? That's
the modern pentathlon is jumping horses, riding skills, dueling with the épée, shooting, and swimming, isn't it?
And running.
And running, yeah.
It's being a man, Jim. Look into it.
What is he doing
Is
now?
checkers included? I'd love to join.
Right now, he's the chief executive officer of an outfit called Red Cell Associates, and what they do is for major industries, big corporations and what have you. What he used to do for the United States government, which was test the efficiency of the protection of national assets of the United States all over the world.
Oh, very good.
It's big
Hey,
business
can you
right
get me
now.
his information?
What's that?
Huh?
Can you guys get me his information? I'm kind of in the same business.
Oh, yeah, sure. Hold on, Mike.
Sure. You
He's
got a
on
piece
hold.
of paper?
He's on hold.
Okay.
We'll get him the info.
We'll take care of him. All right.
Well, G. Gordon Liddy, Fight Back, Tackling Terrorism, the new book out there. Loved having you on, man.
Tremendous song.
You are a legend.
Jim wrote the book, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you knew what he'd been doing for 20 years, he'd be the legend.
Well, he's got time to be a legend. Right now, you're the legend.
Well, sometimes it's a pain in the ass being a legend.
Oh, tell me about it.
I know. You know how it is to drive through the transgendered community? Wow.
And I never take pictures with anybody that comes in here, but I would love a picture with G. Gordon Liddy.
You got it. If you've got a camera.
Right, man.
I was hoping he'd say no.
Everybody. Very good. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thanks a lot.
And we'll continue in just a bit. I got to say, I think Master Poe was humbled a little bit today.
Wow, I saw the discussion going on between G. Gordon Liddy's son, James, and Master Poe. They were talking out the window, and me and Jimmy were laughing like, I bet they're discussing how they could use that CD case to take out a village.
I go to Master Poe, I'm going to the bathroom, I go, just imagine how many guys dudes those two have killed between themselves.
Oh, please.
I bet you Paul and him...
Go ahead. Sorry, Jim.
I bet you they were having like a completely non-lethal discussion.
Yeah, Poe, what were you guys discussing out there?
How do you feel about a doily in the living room? Well, I don't care for it because it takes away from the drapes.
What was the discussion out there?
Well, he was explaining that he traveled all over the world and that he's trained thousands of people.
And you brought up the fact that you did a little training yourself down there at Quantico?
Just a little bit.
Yeah. Did you discuss anything about techniques on killing people?
No, they discussed that over the air. I think that was enough.
You tell them about the sticks and the knives and the fighting?
No.
Dojo?
It was an honor to have him here, to have both of them here.
And that's something?
And it was just all good. I enjoyed it.
Does he know karate, his son? Or
I didn't
some
ask
martial
him.
arts? Probably does.
I didn't ask him, but he was in
that
the
guy
SEALs.
could kill you with a paper clip.
Special Forces.
Yep.
Okay, so
Black Ops.
Yeah, so
that's some good shit, man.
That
Were you
says
humbled?
it all.
Were you humbled today?
Very humbled.
All right, I'd like to
Extremely
hear that.
humbled. Are you kidding?
I like to hear that.
Very good, Poe.
Us, gentlemen.
Back to your post.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, we were just discussing. That was a thrill for us. I got to hand it to Anthony. That was a great interview.
I love the G. Gordon Liddy, man. I've been a fan for years.
The shit you know, though, it sickens me.
It really is awful.
Only Anthony would know that Howard Hughes was involved with getting a Russian sub back
Operation
with G. Gordon
Jennifer.
Liddy. Operation Jennifer. Oops.
Was that? Oops. Operation Jennifer. Great. We got to go into Anthony's bank account and extract thousands of dollars.
Too bad her alimony payment wasn't in the Russian sub.
Yeah, please. The payment? I could think of something better in the sub.
And then we're talking about, could you imagine being, G. Gordon Liddy's son? You know that guy wanted to play the drums for a living.
Who doesn't want to be in a rock band?
G. Gordon Liddy's like, yeah, he was a good drummer. And you got to think the guy, was thinking ahead going, I'll be a drummer in some great rock band someday. And G. Gordon Liddy's like, yeah, that's cute, but, I was
Wrong.
special ops, dude.
See, when daddy's a secret agent, the son doesn't become a drummer.
Right.
Now get your ass into the military and start your illustrious career. You're not playing the drums unless it's on some Iraqi's head to get information out of it.
Dad, I want to be like Johnny Ware.
Oh, God.
No.
His worst nightmare, right?
The bad boy of figure skating.
You got to think that's G. Gordon Liddy's worst nightmare.
Oh, well, thank God for G. Gordon. It didn't turn out that way. That son's a badass.
Yeah.
That's some
20 years.
career. 20 years in the SEALs, all the countries he's seen, what he must have done, and keeping the country safe, those guys. It's all that secret shit. A lot of these congressmen, a lot of the public, they want to know everything. They want to know everything the government's doing. There's a segment that should just be left unknown to us.
And you know
very
something?
valuable.
And you look at G. Gordon Liddy's son, you go, all right, yeah, do whatever you want. I trust you.
Whatever you need to do.
He has that look
I trust you.
He has that look like, yeah, I don't even need to question you.
He's going to do the right thing for this country.
That's right. That's all you need to know.
That's all I need to know.
Because he was quiet. He was very soft-spoken.
Yeah.
And those are the guys that will just, as they're chit-chatting, putting you in a fucking rifle scope.
When he's sitting there, just very quiet and going, yes, this is what we do, and where was that moment in time where he jammed that knife down that guy's neck and twisted in a jungle somewhere in South America?
Not only have those guys seen some shit and killed people, in my opinion, they sleep like babies.
Oh, not a problem snoozing.
Not even a hint of a nightmare.
Because they know
ever.
every single one of those people died for the safety of this nation. That's how they sleep.
All right, let's say hi to Kelly in New York. Kelly.
Callie.
Callie?
Hi, Callie.
What's up, Callie?
Hi, guys.
Hey.
I opened my paper this morning, and there is a picture of little Jimmy on the cover.
Oh, no.
What paper?
Was it a John
Burr.
bust?
No, it's Times Herald Record.
The what?
Times Herald Record in Orange County, New York.
Why am I in the Times Herald Record?
I don't know. There's a big article about Bill Burr.
Oh, okay.
And then, it's got this huge picture of Bill Burr with a mousetrap next to it.
Does it really? That's a little wacky, huh?
Well, that's not me. That's Bill Burr. There's no photo of me in there. I've seen the article.
Yeah, there is.
No, this is just the online version.
Oh.
So there might be.
Yeah, there's a picture of you with some...
Is it a big paper up there?
Yes, it's the biggest one.
All right, so we're getting some good press. That's in the Poughkeepsie area, I'm assuming?
Yeah, Orange County, Middleton.
Because Bill Burr's playing Bananas tonight in Poughkeepsie.
Right, and then it says Jim Norton is playing Comedy Works in Albany.
In Albany, okay.
Yeah, next week.
Yeah, but let's
Sorry. I wasn't paying much attention there.
Why?
Sorry.
What happened?
Oh, a couple of people decided they were going to IM me and say how boring the interview was, how be more funny, tell more jokes. And those people not getting bounced from the room. Instant ban. I've instantly banned them. So whoever, if you're listening now, if you can listen, and you IM'd me, you will be getting instantly banned, which means in 24 hours you can't return to the room. Yeah.
You feeling all right? You should take your temperature. You all right?
Help me. Insta-ban.
No, don't ban them.
No. Banned.
Absolute ban.
I'm not going to look at that, and when we're working hard over here and interviewing a man like G. Gordon Liddy and look at Be More Funny and Boring, they instantly get banned from the room. They will never again set foot in Opie and Anthony live on Pal Talk.
We have some people that are dummies that listen to this program.
Some.
And now they will be banned.
Because there's other people off the instant feedback going, this shows the diversity of the program.
Well, that's
I'm happy when you guys go in different directions.
Right. It was still funny, Jimmy trying to be a man in front of G. Gordon's son. That's hysterical right there.
My name was Jim, and his name was Jim. That's where all similarity ended. I bet you my father would love to swap with G. Gordon. Like, I'll take your kid and you take my fat-titted dick joke artist.
Why don't you tell him about Operation Monster Rain?
You slither under an enemy porch, son?
There's a hoot. There's a hoot. Hey, you take the enemy's assets into your mouth.
Oh, balls smell like mothballs. I'll never forget that when I was fucking third grade.
Callie.
Yes.
So it's a good article, huh?
Yeah, it's a really nice article about you guys. And then the picture has Jim Norton looking at this transsexual's boobs.
Ooh. Oh, which tranny? What's the picture?
Which tranny?
The caption says, "Nice. Comedian actor Jim Norton poses with transsexual entertainer Vanity at the Defiance Films."
Oh, that was at the Porn Awards at the. Okay, yeah, that was.
Of course, it was.
Yeah, and then there's a picture of.
But it was a White House dinner.
What picture they use of us?
The one in front of the XM sign.
Ugh, yeah, there's a couple of
Hey, could you mail us a couple copies of that paper?
Of course I could.
Can they give her the address off air so she can mail a couple hard copies?
Yeah, definitely. And the article's up on opieandanthony.com. It really is a great article.
It's wonderful.
Thanks, Mrs.
And I gotta tell you, we're fortunate enough to have a lot of articles written about us, and then there's always stuff that's wrong. This one was almost perfect. Almost. I would say
almost.
I would say
I had a little problem.
I would say it was 95% accurate. 95% accurate, and then the guy made a huge mistake.
Well, there's one little thing. I read the whole article, and it was very good, very accurate, very nice.
See, this guy actually did his research and explained why we're much different than Howard Stern. Mm-hmm. He talks about this show being a virus. And
he's familiar with the show,
and our fans are pests. You know, he got a lot of stuff right.
Got the comics that we get on board, and how we have fun. Yeah, it's cringe humor, things like that. But there's one little thing I had a little problem with. You want me to read the whole first paragraph?
Yeah, might as well.
When a radio show's increasing popularity is described as a virus, the listeners are referred to as pests, and the hosts have been fired from 2 previous jobs for offensive material, well, then, it's just another day on the Opie and Anthony show. Anthony Cumia, one half of the infamous radio team, described his radio show to a guest recently. And I quote, "I'll tell you where the line isn't," Cumia says. "We've made light of Adam Walsh's head on this program."
Jesus Christ. Go ahead. You want to start spinning that one, please?
Really, can you help us out, please?
Watch this. The guy kind of went against why I said that. I didn't say it like that. I said the line isn't anywhere because there's a context for everything. No matter how tragic, we've talked about some horrid tragedies on this show in a comedic vein. It's black comedy, dark comedy. We've discussed other child deaths under certain circumstances, in certain context. This is black comedy. It's so awful that it comes full circle, and through its awfulness and your nervousness and the horror of the whole thing, the unrealness of it, there is humor there to be found somewhere in the proper context.
And so in what context would the
yeah, thanks, Jimmy.
Humor?
Here's the follow-up question
of I can't even say it, of this situation.
Adam Walsh's head.
Yeah, and what context would that people go? Oh, I get it.
I get it. I need to laugh here.
You know something? I don't know. I don't know if it's come up. It probably has, and we probably have used it. But the way he printed it here is like it would come up for any reason. And just because it's horrible, that's why we would use it. There is, believe it or not, a context where any horrible thing can be used in a comedic light. It happens. People, there are people making 9/11 jokes out there. The day after it happened, I don't think they were.
Right.
Titanic, that was a horrible tragedy when it happened. Fast forward a few years, it's a carnival ride where little kids slide down a fucking rubber thing named Titanic, much like the horrified passengers who bounced off the stacks did. Now little kids are playing on a ride called the Titanic. In certain contexts, tragedies can become comedy.
So you're not saying this guy didn't throw anybody into the bus, he just kind of, the way he wrote it might be misconstrued.
He left out the important part is that the way I told him...
Well, we didn't even talk to this guy.
Yeah. But what I was telling a guest is that there isn't a line because anything might come up in the right context and find itself as comedy, to be funny. And I used a very extreme example of that because you couldn't possibly find humor in that. Yet we can't put a line there because under some circumstance somewhere, unbeknownst to me right now, it may be found.
Way to head off that follow-up question.
Yes.
Way to put the kibosh.
I would have taken the fifth myself.
No, I'm hitting the stand.
Well, the guy that wrote the article's on the line, Jermaine.
Hat.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, Jermaine? I got to tell you.
Bell pepper.
Laugh, you fuck.
I got to tell you, I Google Opie and Anthony every morning to see what's being written about us, and I really, really enjoyed your article.
Well, I'm a fan of the show, and anything I can do to help the program. But, Anthony, all right, I had to come up with the most horrific thing to draw people into the article, and because I couldn't get an interview with you guys, that's what I picked.
Yeah, we did turn down interview requests with good old Jermaine.
Hey, what, dude? How do you say your first name?
Jermaine.
The goddamn German's got nothing to do with it.
You look a lot taller in the newspaper.
Yeah, well, that's the reason I know it, and I mean, I mentioned that Opie says we're brilliant broadcasters and uses sarcasm. I tried to,
You really did.
Wait, let me see what you said about brilliant broadcasters here.
Like, when I read that, I was like, wow, the guy really gets it.
Bill Burr, good friend of the show and regular guest, will never forget that mousetrap segment that they did. That's one of those things that when I think about it, I have to go take a shower, says Burr, during a phone interview. The side of the show that doesn't get a lot of publicity, though, is there's a lot of sharp, really smart observational humor on there. On a regular basis, Opie, Greg Hughes, says on the air, we're brilliant broadcasters, a statement that he heaps with his signature sarcasm. Then again, it might be true. The duo surrounds itself with some of the best comedians on the planet, all of whom are able to survive an in-studio atmosphere that Burr describes as comedy boot camp. That list runs like a who's who of comedy. Brian Regan, Stephen Lynch, Dane Cook, Rich Voss is a who name.
Oh, boy.
A who's who name. Patrice O'Neill, Ralphie May, Jay Moore, and others.
Right.
They really have a good eye as far as the people they've brought in, Burr says. I mean, the guys they are rotating through are pretty much the top guys out there right now. So you combine that with Anthony's sense of humor or Opie's Rain Man ability to keep the show moving, and it just all works out. That was a very good observation there.
Thank you.
There's other good observations in the next paragraph.
Oh?
Oh, uh-oh.
Yeah, but we want to do other things on the show today, so I figured we would just kind of... All right, how about we all... all right, why don't you read the part that makes you look good? Because I read the part that made us look good. Go ahead, Jimmy.
I don't really find a part that makes me... All right.
Yes, you do.
The main lifeblood of the show is comic Jim Norton. Norton is...
Wait.
What?
It doesn't say that.
Oh, no. This is... I'm paraphrasing. It says,
I'll read it, Jimmy.
All right,
Chief among those comics is Jim Norton. Norton is the third leg of the O&A tripod, a daily presence and the person that Burr and others occasionally fill in for. New York Magazine once called Norton the golden child in a new wave of rough and tumble stand-ups. And CringeHumor.com touts him as the king of the cringe style.
It's .net. That's my only criticism.
Okay. Norton learned the ropes opening for Andrew Dice Clay in his heyday and met O&A through Dice. Norton's humor, which is just about as raunchy and offensive as one can imagine, immediately meshed with the show. He's been on ever since. Norton regularly entertains and berates listeners with statements such as, "I hope you get into a drunk driving accident on New Year's Eve." He jokes about child murder, his penchant for prostitutes,
All right, funny man.
and more.
All right, funny man. What child murder have you joked about?
The question is, what haven't I?
Exactly. Little Yates kids. Little JonBenet Ramsey.
Yeah.
Who are the other little kids?
Connor Peterson.
Connor Peterson.
Who are the two
that
Lisa?
Who are the two that backed into the...
Susan Smith.
Susan Smith, right.
It goes on.
Man.
I think the way I fit into that show is I'm like cringe light, Burr says. If I sat down with Jim Norton and started trading stories, I'd be done in about 3 stories. Jim's a little more colorful than I am. Let's put it that way. So it's a really good article, Jermaine.
All right, thanks, guys.
Anthony just wishes you would have explained that line a little bit better.
Yeah, because it's all about the context. That was my point more than saying there isn't a line, because a line can't be made unless you explain the context of it, you know?
No, I understand, but I was trying to be shocking. Pew, 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 pew.
All right.
So, I'm coming up to Poughkeepsie sometime in April, I think.
I mentioned that in the article. I scooped it.
Thank you.
And Bill Burr's going to be at Bananas tonight. Go support Bill Burr.
Yes, tonight and tomorrow, right?
Correct.
2 tonight, 2 tomorrow. Bill is a really, really funny stand-up.
It's a really long article. It's a very good article. It's well written, and I think we have it on opieandanthony.com.
Yes, it is.
It talks about the differences between us and Stern. I really appreciate that, because a lot of reporters, they just go, shock jocks, clones, this, that, instead of doing their own research and trying to, get to the bottom of what we do here on a daily basis. So thank you for that.
All right, you're welcome, guys. Keep it going.
Maybe we'll talk before Poughkeepsie, sir.
I think I'm going to try to arrange that, Mr. Norton.
Bye, Mr.
Norton.
Bye.
Great job.
Jermaine, one other question.
Gerald.
There's one person in the me that likes us.
Yeah.
And you had to do that.
Had to hang up on him.
Did you have to do that?
Yes, I had to. We got lots of problems in this room.
He's a good boy.
Yes.
Yeah, that was good. It wasn't... the guy obviously informed about the show. Listens.
Oh, hold on. I want this guy to kiss our ass for a little bit. Bill in Jersey, what's up?
I wanted to thank you two Patriots. You guys defending the First Amendment constantly, and once again this morning bringing on somebody like G. Gordon Liddy to remind us of our patriotic duties.
I enjoyed that segment.
It was great.
I love Liddy.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not going to be all dick jokes, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right.
You. Punching out, guys.
All right. I really enjoyed listening to Anthony talk to G. Gordon Liddy.
The first hour of this show was talking about our staff showing their ball bags in front of a camera to hundreds of people.
So what Anthony's saying is we got the political stuff, we got the hotness.
we had to balance out the program.
To balance that out, believe me, we needed G. Gordon Liddy.
Once again, a couple things. Bill Burr, Bananas, Poughkeepsie tonight and tomorrow, and also he's on Letterman tonight.
Oh, is he doing Letterman? Oh, he probably taped it Monday,
He taped it Monday, and he's very happy with
Bill?
With his set, yeah.
Bill's on Letterman tonight?
Yeah, make sure we get a copy of that so we can play it on Monday. That's very cool. And speaking of the First Amendment and freedom of speech, we have a Club Soda Kenny, not really an update, but another news report.
Oh, boy.
This one is great.
This is a First Amendment case. I went over it in my chambers and decided this is a First Amendment case.
Yeah.
I think what Kenny does off hours on his job, even though technically you're on the job 24 hours a day, is his own business. Didn't hurt. I think they ought to look to see if it affected his job in any way, and it did not.
Can I say I was talking to a friend of mine who was a First Amendment lawyer, and we were chatting about Kenny's case, and she was saying that the porn guy who called in that day really annoyed her because he was ill-informed. Mm-hmm. A regular job may have that type of crap where they could throw you off for nothing, she said, but when you work for the government, there's other considerations, so he has a better case because he works for the government.
I could see if what he was doing was in any way affecting his job.
Right.
But he was a very good cop. No one argued that. His supervisor even said he gave 22 years of service on the police force and did a very good job. So it's what he's doing on his off hours, not getting paid for it. It's a verbal release.
Well, he's been suspended without pay. He might lose his pension. It starts to get ugly, I think, next week. It's an ongoing story. And the news is all over it.
Yeah.
All over it. Like Club Soda Kenny becoming a star in front of our eyes.
I'm a martyr.
And his lawyer, I guess he's good at what he does, but I
hope so.
He doesn't know how to speak that well to the media.
No, not one of these flashy Johnny Cochran types.
No, he might want to take a class.
Oh, no.
I don't even want to spoil it for you guys.
Oh,
Just
no.
listen to what he says.
Oh, no.
In this clip, there's a couple things he got wrong.
Great.
All right, here it is, the latest news report on our pal, Club Soda Kenny.
A local police department isn't joking when it comes to moonlighting.
Officials say one cop's comedy act is no laughing matter. He's been suspended without pay and could face departmental charges. Giovanna Derpick joins us now with more. Giovanna?
Brenda, for nearly 25 years, Sergeant John Fetter has been a cop. And for most of that time, he's also performed comedy as Club Soda Kenny. But one 8-minute stand-up act may wipe out his entire career in law enforcement.
This whole situation is very disheartening to me.
This whole situation is very disheartening to me.
Look, I know this is a serious thing. I know Club Soda Kenny listens every day, and we love the guy, and we hope it works
adore
out for
Club
him.
Soda Kenny.
We really do. We'll do just about anything for him. And but you gotta laugh.
But it's just the way he talks.
Right.
Kind of. And the no laughing matter intro, that's now how many? 3 or 4 news stories we've heard so far?
Yeah.
Every single one of them has started with that no laughing matter, I think.
They stink.
Can we go and maybe pull the beginnings of all those, if it's true that they all start like that? It's no laughing matter, no laughing matter, no laughing matter. I want to hear each one of them.
The last laugh.
Ugh. Is no laughing matter. Is that like the panda story? They always go, pandemonium broke out at the zoo today.
Yeah.
Ugh. Die.
Here it is.
Your career in law enforcement.
This whole situation is very disheartening to me.
Sergeant John Fetter's day job as a cop and night job as a comedian has come to a disastrous collision. And it's all because someone anonymously sent an email and CD to dozens of West Orange leaders. It was a recording of his stand-up act last December from the Laugh Factory's raunchy cringe humor show.
This routine involved different comedy acts pertaining to bestiology, pedophilia.
Bestiology? Bestiology.
Can you take that class in high school?
That's his lawyer?
Yeah.
Wow.
Bestiology 101?
Bestiology.
His lawyer, Opie Hughes, said.
Oh, no.
Hey, come on.
Bestiology.
Last December from the Laugh Factory's raunchy cringe humor show.
This routine involved different comedy acts pertaining to bestiology, pedophilia, and assault.
Peter Berggren is Sergeant Fetter's attorney. He acknowledges that as part of the act, Fetter even made a joke about rape involving his 5-year-old son. But he says Fetter was just giving the audience the kind of humor they were looking
Context.
for. He's an entertainer.
It doesn't mean that John Fetter believes in that. It doesn't mean that John Fetter would ever commit those kind of deeds.
But the West Orange Police Department thinks his act, joke or otherwise, crossed the line and slapped him with an administrative charge of conduct unbecoming of an officer.
Based on the content of that email and the CD, we made a decision to suspend Officer Fetter immediately pending an internal affairs investigation.
I would call that persecution, vindictive persecution.
A confidential source says Fetter's off-color humor, even though he was off-duty, cast the police department in a negative light. Berggren says Fetter's First Amendment right to freedom of expression is being violated and has damaged the decorated officer's reputation and hurt his family.
It has completely destroyed him knowing that he's being punished, ostracized, and disciplined for committing an act of entertainment.
By the way, Federer never identified himself as a cop in his act. And all this comes just 7 months before he'd be eligible for retirement. He'll find out by April if he'll be stripped of his badge or his pension.
Ostracized? Oh, my God, that lawyer. Oh, Kenny. I hope he's good. I hope the guy, like...
Yeah.
What is he? No Jedi mind trick?
Get someone else who's better spoken, like Twitchell's. This guy's a boob.
Bestiality.
The guy's on a no R's diet.
Bestiality.
This guy's an etard.
So, there's the latest one on Kenny. As this story continues to grow.
Yeah, the hearing is next week, and we'll see what happens.
Wow. Bestiology, that's terrific.
Hi, where from are drunk? That's a message I'm getting from Start Sam. Bye-bye.
Let's go to Reno.
Bye-bye.
Hey, guys.
Who's in Mississippi? Reno, what's up?
Not a mucho. Just want to tell you guys I love the show. Jimmy, you're great. But
Oh, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate the call.
But I had to stay up and watch 3 fucking figure skaters just to see what that fag Johnny Weir looked like after hearing the replay last night. My wife looks at me, and he had on more makeup than her last night. It was just
we called him Johnny Queer. Goddamn.
Johnny Weir. And then in parentheses put address.
Well, he's the bad boy of figure skating.
God, oh my God.
Did you hear what happened to the bad boy of figure skating?
What happened to him?
He missed the bus.
Oops. That's a rebel.
Came in, 5th place last night?
Yeah. The one guy that was actually married looked like he had been in a couple of fights. He actually won the thing. But the little fag, he was dressed in the swan outfit and the whole bit. It just looked rough. It was just a makeup beyond all recognition.
Sorry, I'm watching the female curling competition.
It's really
wow.
heating up.
What excitement is on our television
How
today?
do you fucking find a chick or anybody that does this shit?
Stop! It's heating up, man. I mean, it's anyone's game at this point.
This is an awful. It's anyone's.
Could go either way. It's very obvious.
Wow, I'm hanging here. I'm hanging on the edge.
This is just like watching Olympic hockey. I gotta tell you. This
Look
is just
at
like
the technique of the release.
I just like the fact that there's 2 chicks with brooms hustling. That kind of works out.
Move. And if they don't get it right at the end, the guy punches him in the eye.
Sweep, horse. Sweep.
Now clean it up.
I love how they make the chubby ones go down the ice and get the real exercise. They have to race after the rock or whatever the hell you call it, and they have to sweep real hard.
It's a dish. They're pushing a dish, and there's 2 chicks chasing it with a broom. Like popcorn was spilled.
They get the hottest chick to just push the thing off. That's all she has to do, and then the chubbies have to do all the work.
This sport stinks.
I have audio that was sent in.
Holy shit, look at that Russian.
Look at the Russian chick.
There's a girl, what a fucking Down syndrome do she has.
The dark-haired Russian curling woman. Yeah, she's definitely got the mongoloid hairdo going.
I got audio of actual curling audio.
Wow, wait a minute. Not just a visual, but we have audio?
Swedish curling audio sent in from John and Bayshore.
Swedish?
This is not a bit. This is the actual audio from the competition.
All right.
That happened last night. Listen to the excitement.
Okay. Now what Cassie will have to do is she'll have to run it back and hope that she takes that one off the button and rolls the one that she raised out of the rings.
There is as much pressure on placing this guard squarely where it should be as there is for a draw to the button. This is going to be a little closer.
Jump BC!
The better for the
BC!
I'm thinking that is not quite on the 12-foot, but much closer than the last run-back attempt that Cassie had.
Holy shit.
Which one's the honcho?
That's actual audio. Wow. From curling.
What excitement.
It's amazing.
How did it end? Who cares?
No. Hopefully in a fucking locked door and a fire.
I think they're still playing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think they're still doing what they do.
I feel bad for the guy who gets stuck announcing because they probably pick, they get assigned, what events they're going to announce.
Yeah.
Everybody's rooting for hockey or fucking speed skating.
All right, you got, curling.
Yeah.
Great.
Ooh. Let's go to Ken in South Carolina. We're stalling. We're trying to get that Club Soda Kenny stuff for you guys.
Hi.
Ken, what's up?
Hey, good morning, fellas.
Hey.
I just wanted to point out the obvious. Sounds like he's got Rich Voss for a lawyer.
Yeah, Club Soda Kenny.
That is funny.
This is a Fifth Amendment case.
Yes.
This what? It's a 13th Amendment case. This prohibition must be repealed.
He has the right to bore arms.
Let's go to Doc in Atlanta. Doc, what's up?
Good morning, guys. Mitch from BAB. Used to live on Long Island.
Wow.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah.
It is scary that the United States is in a situation that you're the First Amendment poster boys now, and you're going to stand up. I was wondering if Larry Flint's going to be on the show soon, and then when they do the movie about Club Soda Kenny, who's going to be cast in all the roles.
Boy, you sure have spread this out into a whole scenario, sir. Let me let it sink in.
Way to ask a bunch of questions, none which are interesting.
Let me get to play you. That's the part, Norton.
Oh, good point.
All three questions. Aw.
That guy was riding on black ice, and he thought he was going to make it through. He was sliding.
I didn't see it. It was
swerving.
looked like the road.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I think I'm going to make it without hitting into anything.
Larry Flint, turn out of that bomb. Who's playing Club Soda Kenny? No, turn the other way.
Well, thanks
turn
for your
into
support,
the bad
Doc.
jokes, sir.
All right. We should take a break.
I like breaks.
What's his
Yeah,
name?
I got to take a leak.
Oh.
Your pal there from MTV.
Oh, Damien. We were in acting class together. I had no idea he was on MTV.
Really? Acting class together? Does he act like you?
He's actually good.
Well, I think so.
Yeah.
Does he do that when he
Where you
acts?
going? Hey, well, I'm the neighbor.
Actually, Nathaniel just pointed and said 1 more minute.
About what?
I don't know. I guess they're running some
Who's
Club
Nathaniel?
Soda. He's running some Club Soda Kenny thing in here.
Oh, okay.
We can stretch.
Yeah,
That's what
it's
we do.
Damien Fahey from MTV, TRL. He's going to join the program in a few minutes here. Let's say hi to Terry in Edmonton. Terry!
Hey, how's it going?
Hi, Ter.
Hey, man.
Just calling to say we love you guys up here in Canada. Listen to you every morning, and we love you.
Do you listen illegally or on the new Canadian feed?
On the new Canadian feed.
XM Canada, nice.
Yep.
Yeah, we love you guys. We're right here in Edmonton, the home of the world's biggest shopping mall.
We love our neighbors to the north, as the Canadians are known to us here in the United States of America. Neighbors to the north.
All right.
And we love you guys because, God help us, if anybody ever fucked with us, we got you guys on our side.
I love when Canadians realize that.
Because our army's like 3 men and half a bunker.
You know how much land is up there just for the taking? It would have been just for the taking of the rest of the world, if not for this powerful country right below.
It's got to be a few acres, I'm thinking.
It could be a couple of more than that, Opie. The Russian curling chick with the blonde hair isn't that bad looking.
That's what I'm saying. The one that blows the thing is always the hot one.
But the Russian, not the American one.
Why are you guys watching curling?
Because it's exciting.
Wow, a Canadian is telling us that watching curling is stupid.
Oh, it is stupid.
What's
you
the-
know what?
what's the
my neighbors are all into it, trying to get me to go curling. I said, that is the fucking stupidest thing, rolling
Dude,
a fucking rock.
I got to ask you something. Do you have to go out to a lake to do it, or are there like indoor curling places like bowling?
There's indoor curling places all over the fucking place.
Like we have bowling down here. They would just say, hey, you want to go curling tonight? And you'd all go curling?
Let's get the girls and go curling.
That's exactly what it is.
Wait, let me ask you. When they're doing the with the fucking brooms, is that to slow this thing down or speed it up?
Both, Jimmy.
Both, Jimmy.
And to turn it a little bit.
That's right.
You can
I have
turn
no
it.
idea.
They're messing with the ice shavings.
They're making the ice more slick in the path of it. So if they do it to one side a little more, it'll follow that because there's
Or
more
if it's going too
resistance.
fast, then they'll brush the ice shavings in front of this thing.
So it slows it down.
Slows it
Why
down.
don't they just put the broom and let it hit the broom and slow it down?
I don't even know how the game's played. I went once with a neighbor, and I got so fucking drunk because they have bars right on the...
It's just like bowling, only with ice and these stupid curling things.
It looks like they're chasing a miscarriage down a slip and slide.
And fatter chicks than bowling.
Dude, do you pick out the broom thing like you would a pool cue at a pool hall?
No, you know what's funny about that?
What?
When you're driving by curling...
The way you say about in Canada? What?
About it. When
Yes.
you're driving by curling clubs and shit, you see these people with their trunks, and they're pulling out these brooms and these fancy leather cases.
Like a pool cue, and they put them together?
Yeah. Exactly.
They have a Minnesota dullard. Is the big one?
They're all fucking nuts up here. I don't understand.
They did a movie about it, The Color of Loonies.
It's Ottawa Fats.
Hey, who's going to win the gold in hockey?
We're a long shot.
Yeah.
What are we ranked in the world? 6th going into this?
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know. Canada's got to be favored, right?
Well, I don't know. Russia's the favorite right now.
Yeah. Are they?
Yeah.
Holy shit, do they got a team?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Kuwait.
And
Everybody, come on. Oh, Canada. That's all I know.
You guys know why up here in Canada we don't let Chinese play hockey?
Why?
Why?
Because every time they get in the corner of the rink, they'd open a grocery store.
Fucking Canadian.
That's a great Canadian joke. Like, it doesn't really make sense here, but I could tell how funny that's got to be up in Canada.
But there's no corners in a hockey rink.
That's right, sir. And the amount of time it would take to get a permit for the store, the game would be over.
How many customers can they possibly get?
The referee would never allow produce to be brought onto the floor.
And what
That
about,
doesn't make sense.
And what about the lawsuits? Everyone's slipping.
Right.
They're trying to, pick out their produce.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hey, so it's hockey, curling. What's the third sport you guys watch or play?
Football. Canadian football.
Canadian football.
And lacrosse.
And lacrosse, right.
All right, lacrosse
is our national sport, actually.
Are they like Indians that play lacrosse?
No, there's never an Indian playing. That's the funny thing.
No, really?
No.
Eskimos?
Nope.
Just white guys.
There's no Eskimos in Canada. That's a misconception.
It is.
Oh, all right.
There's no.
Let me store that.
I'm sure you will, Anthony. I'm sure you will.
Do you know one of the hottest... How far are you from Vancouver? Oh, I almost slipped off my chair.
That would have been hysterical.
Would you have laughed if I cracked my tailbone?
Oh.
Paralyzed myself talking to a Canadian?
Vancouver's about an 11-hour drive.
Okay.
We got to let you go because Brother Joe's about to start his interview.
Yeah, we love you guys.
Thank you.
We love Canada.
And thank you for standing on guard for thee.
No problem. Thank you.
Whatever the fuck that means.
Bye, fella.
We'll do all the heavy lifting and what? They're going to stand and watch? Is that what that means?
Yeah.
Leave them alone.
Let's
They're
say
like
hi
our
to
little brothers.
Scott in New York. Scott.
Hey,
Scott.
Scott. We just lost Scott.
We just lost our feed. Here's some Club Soda Kenny thing.
All right.
Sergeant John Feder was also a guest on the popular radio show Opie and Anthony. Right now, News 12 New Jersey's Michael Weber reports some of his material was no laughing matter.
Officials say one cop's comedy act is no laughing matter.
A New Jersey cop and part-time stand-up comic is coming under fire for his raunchy act. But it's no laughing matter.
No laughing matter.
No laughing matter.
You fucking assholes.
So they all
unoriginal
did the same line.
douchebags.
They're ripping me
No
off.
laughing matter.
Tell him, Fred.
Wow. Do you think the guy's writing the copy for that going,
I got a
no
good one.
laughing matter? This is genius.
I'm going to copyright this.
No laughing matter. Oh. Great. Very funny.
Yes, Stan? You're just coming in and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fans
You want to
always
show
bring
us your
something.
ball bag like the rest of the staff? No.
Why don't you bend over and touch your toes, son?
All right. I don't know if we're going to get Brother Joe on the air. Do they
Yeah,
have a
we don't
live
have
feed
a
or anything
feed.
on the internet? No? Well, that sucks.
Well, I got a tinkle.
Yeah, I got to take a leak, man.
Let's go together.
Me, you,
Yeah.
a couple of men taking a piss.
Getting to know each other.
Why not?
So what?
Derek, all
That's
of
right.
us.
Bends over. He's our
Danny.
inspiration. That fucking hornet's nest dangling between his legs.
Oh, my
Smells
God.
like onions.
The way it hangs down there after he takes a leak, it probably smells like urinal cake.
They used to call him the old drain clogger in high school. He's just going to drown when he's 50 because his fucking balls will get stuck in that thing in the pool.
All right, Damien Fahey joins the program next from TRL on MTV.
Right.
We'll talk to him about the gay music thing that we didn't do yesterday.
Ooh.
It's, what is this called again? This Week's Gay Music.
All right.
Just because he's on MTV. That's what I'm getting.
Yeah, he's not.
No.
Times have changed. Our kids are getting worse. They won't obey their parents. They just want to fart and curse. Should we blame the government or blame society?
Or should we blame the images on TV?
No, blame Canada. Blame Canada. With all their beady little eyes and flapping heads so full of lies. Blame Canada. Blame Canada. We need to form a full assault.
It's Canada's fault.
Don't blame me for my son Stan. He saw the darn cartoon and now he's off to join the Klan. And my boy Eric once had my picture on his shelf, but now when I see him, it tells me to fuck myself. Well, blame Canada. Blame Canada. It seems that everything's gone wrong since Canada came along. Blame Canada. Blame Canada.
They're not even a real country anyway.
My son could have been a doctor or a lawyer, rich and true. Instead, he burned up like a piggy on a barbecue.
Should we blame the matches? Should we blame the fire? Or the doctors who allowed it to expire?
Heck no! Blame Canada! Blame Canada! With all the hockey hullabaloo and that bitch Anne Murray too. Blame Canada! Shame on Canada! Oh, the smoke must stop, the trash must dash, the laughter and fun must all be undone. We must blame them and cause a fuss before somebody thinks of blaming us.
I'm gonna talk about the biggies now. Someone is gonna die when you listen to me. The living die, the living die. Say, wake up, when you're alive, when you listen to me. I'm gonna talk about the biggies now. Someone is gonna die when you listen to me. The living die, the living die. Say, are you breathing?
Hey, let's go right to the phones first. Say hi to Callie. Callie, what's up?
Me again. I got PDH on the line.
Is Brother Joe talking?
Yes, he is.
All right, cool.
Of course he is. Yap, yap, yap.
On the Watchtower, because I know that you covered that. You want to do that, or you want to do something? Okay, is that one you hate to do?
Technically Hendrix.
Okay, fine. I just wanted to hear the YouTube one. How about one? Yeah, one is good. Yeah, do one.
All right.
To you.
So we started like this now.
All right, perfect. I hurt myself today.
This signal is traveling, isn't it? It's going from
Man in Black.
It's going from radio to a receiver to a phone to us to a satellite back down to you out there. Hey, can't lose much quality.
His brother, U2 tribute band. Oh.
in your mouth. You act like you never had love. You want me to go without. Well, it's too
The Whistling Joe. Yeah. That's Joe on guitar.
Little taste of 2U.
Does that sound like them, that song?
Oh, that's 2U?
Yeah.
Didn't they do, they were at B.B. King's not too long ago or something
Yeah,
like that? Didn't
yeah.
they do New Year's or something like that?
They were there when U2 was playing Madison Square Garden.
Oh, that's right.
It's
okay,
ridiculous how these cover bands, these tribute bands, have taken off. Like, my brother's in this one, and he just got back from Mexico twice.
Yeah.
He's going to, like, fucking Japan, South America. For some reason, they really think it's U2 down there in these weird countries.
In Japan, yeah.
Yeah. And they're willing to pay through the nose. Like, he started his music career wanting, like everybody else, to have a band with original music, tour, be a rock star.
Right.
And then he's made more money, and it's been more lucrative for him to be a goddamn U2 cover band. But he travels around and makes money. He has a good time. Fuck it.
How does he do with the ladies in that whole situation?
I think when he's not going out with one, he does just fine.
Oh, okay.
But if he goes out with one, then
You really need to be a politician.
He's loyal as any guy.
He's a faithful guy. I get it.
I get it.
Well, yeah, because he's the guitar player, so he's got to be the edge persona. And then the singer is the Bono guy, and the chicks fucking dig him.
He looks just like Bono. It's creepy.
Who's that? Not your brother.
No, the singer.
The singer in
just
2U.
like Bono.
It's really creepy.
Really?
Yeah.
It's really good.
So. I just sat down with him last week. We were at the Grammys and stuff, and I had to give him because we're doing the TRL Awards.
Yeah.
And we gave him the Most Inspired Artist Award. So literally the most crazy moment of my entire, never mind career, but just life. He walks in and he sits down. And I go, hi. And I was really nervous, the whole time. I'm thinking, days. I'm thinking, before this, I'm like, what am I going to say to him? How am I going to make this a perfect moment? How do I hang out with this guy? What do I say to hang out with this guy? So he comes over. I'm like, hey, I'm Damien. He goes, I know that. And he comes over and he sits down. And we just start talking about, AIDS and stuff like that.
Oh, Jesus.
All the causes.
That's got to be so hard.
It was wild, though. I was like, this is by far the coolest moment in my life. How does that make you feel?
Well, did you tell him that you you listen to Anthony and stuff as Joe, right? You
yeah,
I said Joe, his brother Joe.
Yeah.
That's got
Bono, man.
That's one of those things where I'm really bad at. There are certain people I could not imagine sitting down and talking to. We just had G. Gordon Liddy in.
Right.
That guy can sit there. I could talk to him for hours about things because I'm really interested in that kind of thing, and he's talkative and stuff.
Yeah.
Someone like Bono or
Bono would freak me out. I wouldn't even know how.
You don't
do
feel worthy. This is like someone who. I'm a guy who, I'll go to Starbucks and spend $70 on coffee a week. This guy takes his money and goes to Africa and helps people and stuff like that. He's a totally selfless person, and I'm completely selfish and not
I'd want to
completely,
tell a joke or something and be like, you're wasting time that could be spent saving people. Wait, I'm just telling a joke.
I'm just trying to get along with you.
It's kind of fun.
And he's pretty well known. I mean,
a little bit.
He might be the biggest rock star in the world.
Worldwide.
Him or Jagger, maybe. I mean,
the guy's huge.
To toss up between those two and Eddie Vedder.
But he's one of those. It was one day we had Perry Farrell, however you want to pronounce his last name. He had him on our show up in Boston. He sat down. I swear to you, I could have had a better conversation with that big alien that came out of the Close Encounters ship than him. I had not a clue what he was talking about. I couldn't relate to anything he was saying.
Remember when he was explaining his latest music festival? I don't even know if was it still Lollapalooza?
That thing like bombed too. That thing.
No, it wasn't. It was something after Lollapalooza. I forgot the name of the damn thing. And he sat down and explained to us. And he's like, "It's gonna be an all-nighter, and we're gonna try to make contact with
there were aliens involved. There were aliens involved.
Oh my God.
And he's talking. I'm like, I have nothing to say to this gentleman.
We're
not
just
a
gonna
word.
start bonfires after the bands get off the stage and try to communicate with the aliens."
Wait, was that
really?
Was that in New York? Because him and the whole band came in.
Well, that's when he went back to Jane's Addiction. Then we got the whole band in.
Yeah.
This was in Boston.
Yeah, he was just.
Yeah.
Some people
are out there.
Yeah. How do you? Because you got to sit and interview.
Yeah, the funny thing is too with TRL and stuff. It's like it's live. So people will come. We had those TATU girls, those Russian schoolgirls who put out that song for a long time. You remember those girls at all? Ooh. They dressed up like Russian schoolgirls.
The lesbians.
The lesbians. Yeah. The whole act was like they were lesbians. Look at Jim's face. Oh my God.
Yeah.
His eyes just got really big.
I saw them. Yeah, what the fuck were their names?
They had just the really tight white T-shirts on, no bras.
And they came on and they were like totally drugged out or something like that. And you have to sit there and you have to pretend that,
tattoo?
Somehow you're live on air. You have to conduct an interview normally. And
Do you pre-interview them or no?
Most times, yeah. But it's like right before they get there. It's not like we call them like 4 days in advance. So they show up and the producer's like, all right, these girls are like cracked out of their skull. Good luck out there.
Good luck.
Godspeed, kid.
Yeah. Anyone else where you're just standing there going, oh my God, I can't believe I'm talking to this person?
Heath Ledger was a rough one for me. Literally, like, just sitting there and,
Why?
Hey, tell us about the movie. It's a movie about a horse and the horse is just seeking life.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, come on, dude.
Give me something.
What movie was that?
Christ, you're in a room full of neon lights and screaming kids,
Yeah.
Jump up and down. Or
was it for the Brokeback or...
This is a
Before
while
that?
ago. This is a long time ago, but it was some sort of a horse or something that he rode. And
it kind of could be about Brokeback.
Wasn't a horse he was riding in that seat in the tent. I'll tell you that one.
I'll bet he wishes it was. So he was kind of like dull.
Very boring.
Yeah,
very boring.
Anyone
so
you wanted
that too?
Anyone you wanted to punch in the face? Just where you're like, man, I just want to smack.
Sometimes people are like, sometimes you'll get like an actress on or something, and she's just it doesn't bring anything to the table.
Yeah.
And it's like, what? Well, then why are you here?
God, we go through that same thing
with E-Rock. Doesn't bring anything to the table.
We go through that same thing here. And the bigger the star, usually the interview just stinks.
It's like pulling teeth,
And then you got their publicists.
Yeah.
Oh, make sure you don't ask him this or that or whatever. And then you go, fuck you, I'm going to ask anyway. And then all of a sudden they're dragging their people out.
And they start making
like it's going to be the end of the world if we ask a crazy question.
Especially at this show, like at a TRL and stuff, they can say, listen, don't go near this or that, whatever. At this show, it's like everything is fair game. That's the point of this show anyway. You can't go into this.
It's hard to keep us reined in with what we can or can't ask people.
Have you interviewed 50 Cent?
What's that?
50 Cent, you interviewed him?
Nice guy.
We flew together, actually down to Cancun.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. We had spoke for 3 minutes, and then he hated me for 4 hours.
You make it sound like you booked the flights together and everything.
I said, Curtis, do you want to go first? He said, Jim, do I ever go anything but first? We laughed. We had a knish. Yeah, he was actually very soft-spoken. I was surprised.
That's funny.
What kind of reception you get replacing, because everyone thinks of Carson when they think of TRL. How was that stepping in?
It was tough in the beginning. Yeah. And I always thought, I used to watch, I was at Northeastern in Boston working at a top 40 station in Boston, and I was like, I'd watch the show every now and again. I'd watch Carson. I go, what is the deal? I don't understand what the big deal is with this guy. He makes it look so easy, and like he's just up there, and it's very relaxed and whatnot. But I met the guy, and he's a really nice guy. And then I started doing the show, and about 2 weeks into the show, I realized I was terrible, and like the thing with MTV is like doing that show it's live. There's no editing. You can't go back. So automatically you suck for like 8 months, and it's in front of millions of people watching. So it's terrible.
And they let you last 8 months. And
they let you last 8 months, and it was just
like you got something because most people are like, ugh, get rid of them immediately.
Yeah.
What kind of audition process was there? You couldn't have just stepped in and said, "Hi, I'm your guy."
It was wild because there was a lady who I worked at Kiss in Boston, and there was this lady.
Was that the job you had just before MTV?
Yeah,
that's a big step up.
Yeah,
huh?
I used to listen to you guys actually, like when they were in big dig traffic and stuff, going to school and stuff like that. So
I guess
it's wild. There was some lady who worked at Kiss 108 a while ago. She went to MTV, met one of the casting director in the cafeteria, MTV cafeteria, and the casting director said, hey, listen, I'm kind of casting for VJs, if you have any leads. And she said, well, there's this kid in Boston, he's at Kiss 108. She goes, I'm going to Boston next week, actually. I'm going to Emerson College and all that stuff. And she said, go to Kiss 108 and check out this kid. He might be pretty good. He's kind of got that look. So, they came to the station. I auditioned in the basement. I think like during one of my history classes, I had to write out like 2 video intros. So I wrote out like 2 video intros during one of my history classes, left the history class a little early, auditioned, and then for some reason right after the audition, I kind of knew. I don't know what it was.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
What's a video intro?
Right out of school?
I would have no idea how to intro a video.
They basically were like, listen, pick a hip-hop act and pick a rock act to show diversity. And just talk about it and like intro the video and say some facts about it that you might know. I guess perfect.
Talking up.
I actually went on one of those auditions for
Did you?
VH1. Remember that time?
See, here's the deal, by the way.
VH1.
It's anybody that's in radio that doesn't look like they're from the island of Dr. Moreau are like, it's a commodity.
Right.
People want them because they got a good voice.
Yeah.
And they have a look. They have a good look. Same thing, Ryan Seacrest gets a great gig out of radio like that. Other people do Reagan impressions and sit behind a fucking microphone.
I was on stage and
tells dirty jokes on a fucking stage in front of HBO.
I was introing Stephen Lynch at Caroline's, and I guess there was some kind of talent person in the audience. Next thing I know, I got a call, and I'm at VH1 in front of a camera, like, just trying to act like a VJ. It was so awkward.
What were you doing? What did you have to do? Would they make?
They would just throw, like, CDs at you and say, yeah, talk about, back then VH1 was really faggy, so it's like, talk about
Celine Dion.
Yeah, talk about Cher, talk about this. And it's like, I obviously bombed.
God, I would love to see that tape.
You know what? If I could find that video, it would be great.
And
it would be great fun.
And I get asked to do voiceover for fucking Discovery Channel commercials.
Did you really?
That's all I get. Yeah, for the station here. That's all I get.
Here's how you intro a video. This is how to intro a video.
That's all I get.
You know that 50 Cent song, It's Your Birthday? Now you can watch it.
You're hired.
Amazing.
Hey,
You stink.
By the way, we have another celebrity in the studio today. Our own Joey Pisano.
Hi, sweetie.
Yes.
What's up, guys?
Of Pisanos of Mulberry Street in the heart of Little Italy.
Mm-hmm. We know Joey. We've known him for about, 10 years?
No.
7 years. 7 years.
7 years we're up to?
7 or 8 years now, yeah.
Wow.
Has he ever asked you for a favor?
No comment.
Hasn't asked me, but I'm waiting for it.
It's coming.
I'm like G. Gordon Liddy's son. I can't talk.
Can't talk about that right now?
I know.
He owns a restaurant in Little Italy, so.
Very nice.
But he's also in a movie. What movie?
Yes, it's a movie called The Bunker.
Cool.
It's a snuff film.
He's in a documentary. It's called The Valachi Papers.
Yeah, it's called The Bunker?
Yeah, it's called The Bunker. It's
When did you get the acting bug?
One day I was just slinging the pasta, and I thought, I want to make money like you guys.
I want to be an actor.
Let me try and do something different.
Wait, you went through proper channels for this?
No.
Or someone just like...
just happened to... No.
Stop it.
No. I just make a phone
such
call
thing.
and, all of a sudden I'm in a movie.
Yeah, of course.
Did you send like a big bouquet of flowers with saying thank you?
I never knew it would be so easy, but...
Joey Pisano will not get that picture.
Well, when you look like you, it is easy. We've learned that. We've learned that.
Yeah.
He was the greatest piece of ass I've ever had, and I've had him all over the world.
But supposedly the director is blind or something?
Yes, yeah. It's a good friend of mine. His name is Joe Monks. He's blind, yes. And he's going to be the first blind director ever.
What did he see? What did he see that he wasn't supposed to see?
The whole shot is just fucking the upper left-hand corner of the ceiling. God, it's perfect.
Wow.
Jimmy.
What? The guy can't see. How does he know? All I would do is fuck with. I would just film my cock and go, "What a scene! You got to use it." He tried to enter it in Sundance.
Yeah, he's gonna have a lot of trust there, Joey. A lot of trust.
Yes, a lot of trust.
Well, yeah, he's got a director of photography. I would take it. That
yes,
probably
very,
does
very
a lot
good
of the
DPs
lifting.
helping him out and stuff. But it was his vision. He,
so to speak.
Well, it was. Yes.
Has he been blind his whole life?
No, he wasn't. Recently, about 2 years ago.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah,
so he's got a head start.
It's got a little easier.
Somewhat
Yeah,
of a head start. Yeah.
You kind of put
he
the
knew what he
picture in
wanted
your
it
head.
to look like. He had started this, I think, before he actually went blind.
Did he know he was going blind, or was it like kind of sudden?
I think he kind of knew. Yeah.
Okay.
Oof. Ooh, and what do you play?
I'll give you one guess.
Somebody that might be involved in some kind of organized type crime.
Informant.
How did you figure that out? Right off the bat.
It's not cold in here anymore.
No, it really isn't, man.
Well, that's good.
Yes.
I
really
definitely
cool.
I want to see
And
this.
you were acting, right?
I was acting. It was pretty scary.
Sure
I mean, a friend calls me up. He's like, "Yeah, I'm going to be shooting up in New York some scenes. Do you want to be in my movie?"
And you,
I'm like,
coincidentally enough, was shooting up in New York also.
Where is it? You make a left at that hole we dug. Oh, yeah.
All the scenes took one take. They're all scratching their head like, I thought you told us you'd never done this before.
He's perfect.
Yeah, right.
He's perfect for the role.
Are you a good actor?
No. Well, I haven't actually really seen any of it yet, but I can't imagine. But
Did you get to
never
speak
know.
in the movie?
What kind of lines?
Yeah, I had like...
how many lines?
Yeah, what
about
kind of
20
dialogue?
lines
Yeah,
or
give us a
something.
line. Give us a line from the movie.
Oh, no.
Come on.
Don't even act
Can't
it.
even think
Just
of
say
it now.
one of the lines. You don't have to act it out. You can just say what one of the lines is. Without
I
feeling
can look at him here. I just can't get any sound.
Yeah, the trailer's up?
Yeah, the trailer's up on sightUnseenPictures.com, and you can get one of my lines from it.
You look. I'm looking at you.
Do I have the look?
You look exactly like you look right here. They didn't do any makeup.
No.
The same Banana Republic shirt.
The same shirt on.
You know what? Just show up. Doesn't matter. Am I going to be a makeup or wardrobe for this? Yeah, just show up.
Just show up, Joey.
Yeah.
Wow, the movie's called The Bunker.
Yeah, it's
And,
gonna be there's gonna be a big premiere in June in L.A. and I want you guys to come out and
Ooh,
yeah,
that'd be nice. I've never been to an L.A. premiere.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fun. Who else is in this movie?
You bastard, Jimmy! Don't rub it in.
There's a bunch of actors. It's an independent film,
Right.
You know, nobody
right.
crazy or anything like that. But
You ever do any acting?
I was in Jim. That's how
these guys
I met Jim.
Norton.
Yeah, we were in acting
And
class
Damien
together.
Fahey.
I had no idea Damien was even on MTV. Cause he was.
You have no idea. You know what's funny is I
popular
met him
culture.
in spring break about 2 years ago, and it was in the blazing hot sun.
Oh,
do you remember? And it was right by that jacuzzi. And do you remember? You don't remember?
Was that the day I
and
was
I met,
shooting?
It was very brief.
I wonder if that was the day I was shooting, because if it was like when I had bad diarrhea. It was the only time I got diarrhea. I was filming a pilot. My asshole had like a Congo line going through it. I had to shoot. It was 9:30 in the morning. It was about 110 degrees on the beach with the lights, and I was running in and out of the bathroom. And I think you were going on to you guys were filming a live TRL.
Yeah,
That's the 50 Cent was down there.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I do remember.
Okay.
I just didn't.
So that's where we officially.
I didn't make the connection in acting class. He was just a nice guy and he could act. And we did some acting.
Yeah,
and then I found out
Jim was one of the best. I know he downplays it, but he was one of the best actors in the class.
Acts like this.
Yeah, I always turn my head and raise my voice when I get nervous when I act.
Remember, there was that.
What do you mean?
It was funny because after every scene, our acting teacher was like, improvise, make up a line and stuff at the end of the scene, and everyone's line would be like either a laugh or an expression and stuff, and Jim's would always be, Sharon, you bitch, or something. It would always be like a swear. Remember?
Of course it would.
Karen, you whore, and he'd walk out and slam the door.
Yeah, it's soap opera stuff. I don't want to be a soap star.
But you were really good.
You ever you been in anything?
No.
No?
No.
This must tie up a lot.
You know
of
what's
your time,
funny
though.
is I was actually MTV called me a couple weeks ago, and they said, "Hey, you know that CBS show Love Monkey?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's that sitcom." They go, "How would you like to be on it? You'll play yourself, and you'll intro like it's the season finale, and you'll intro this guy who comes on TRL and stuff, and blah blah blah." I go, "That's great." I'm thinking, "Hey, here's my at least somewhat of a toe into the pool of acting." Come to find out, the show was canceled like 2 days ago, so it's never going to even.
No.
Oh, he was supposed to be like a singer or something?
Singer-songwriter I had to introduce, so.
What's the average age of the girls that show up to a TRL?
You have to be 16 or over. So
you do have to be 16 or over.
So it's like
still dangerous, but
it's still pretty
basically
tough.
Anthony is asking for 2 tickets. If he could hook him up, he'd be very happy.
I'm just saying, I've seen the show.
I want to give a big shout out to my parole officer, Officer McMullen.
He wants a ticket and he wants to know, could you talk to someone to sneak his girlfriend in?
All right.
I've seen the show, and I know that sometimes there are some young girls there.
There are.
That's all I'm saying.
Do you ever look at any and like just go, all right, this one, like she's obviously 18, 19, like this one I got to talk to.
It's only happened, honestly, and with other VJs it's happened more, but I've really, when I'm working, I really like to, for some reason, it's live, you're in the zone, whatever, it's happened twice.
Yeah?
Twice, yeah.
Wow.
Have you gotten a rap?
It's
Close the deal.
What he's so humble. What that means is there's a little, when you go backstage there's a little place where all the celebrities will take their own pictures, like a little goofy 3 or 4 photo, of yourself in the booth. And the people they have on the wall is sickening. Everyone from Ozzy to me. And I'm not on the wall, but I took the pictures. But that'd be a great place to bring a girl.
It's better than a
it's
bathroom.
A good date.
Which
That's
is
what it
your
is.
choice.
It's not my dating pool. I don't want to date people in my audience. I just it'd be Nothing against
Not ethical
anyone,
to
but
you?
it's not ethical. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Regis Philbin doesn't pick up the broads from Ohio who are,
Hey, some of those house frous are pretty hot.
Yeah.
See, I date only in my audience. They're the only ones who will help me.
Really?
All right, you're funny. Go ahead, put it in quickly. They tolerate my fat bullfrog neck.
Let's go to Ryan in Pennsylvania. Ryan.
Hello.
Psst.
No, huh?
No? Ryan, Pennsylvania? I just want to say that Joey's food is excellent.
Thank you.
I was trying to help out Joey here, and Ryan is a dummy.
Hope right now he's trying to talk, but his car is upside down in a ditch, and that sound is his wheels spinning. Shithead.
Grinding to a halt.
All right, let's go to Chris in Japan. Chris. Is this real?
No.
Chris.
I think he fell asleep. He's been on hold for 45 minutes. You want to say that he's stationed in Japan and he's spreading the virus. Doing a great job for us there, Chris.
Yeah.
I think it's real.
That's great.
We get one of these every once in a while.
Every so often somebody's been on hold for a while and they fall asleep on the phone.
Well, what time is it in Japan?
It's about 45 minutes earlier.
Shut up. No idea.
It's a little more than that, Jim.
A couple of more minutes.
That is literally him snoring.
Yeah, I believe it now.
Fell asleep.
How great would it be if we heard an apnea death?
Ooh.
You hear him struggling for breath and no one to wake him.
Anytime I hear one of these, I think back to a problem I had many years ago. I was going out with a girl, and she was pissed off at me. We were having an argument on the phone. Pretty new relationship. I think it was like our first argument ever, so we were still kind of, in love, but we were having a little problem. And she's going on and on about something. And the next thing I remember is waking up, I'm laying on my bed with the phone there, just going, making that phone off the hook noise. And I'm like, I am in such huge fucking trouble, man. Because not only was she pissing me, but I just fell asleep during her conversation. Fell asleep. Called her back, and it was just never the same.
But what was she bitching about?
She was bitching about the fact that...
You don't pay attention or listen?
It was something like that. Yeah, that I wasn't listening or paying attention.
You're not giving enough.
Then I fell asleep. Not giving enough to the relationship.
You're not giving enough to the relationship.
You don't care enough.
And then out. But waking up and figuring out where I was and why I was there and what the phone was doing, and then it all clicked, and I'm like, I was talking to... Oh, fuck.
Oh, no. Now I'm in trouble.
Original argument out the window.
Oh, yeah.
How the fuck could you fall asleep on me?
Welcome to the new argument.
The new argument. Argument Mach 2.
I say we keep Chris on the line. I don't think the phone charges are that bad.
See how long he hangs in there.
We have Joey's line from the movie.
From Japan.
Oh, nice. Yes, we do. From the bunker, man. Right? Or bunker?
Only one line? Oh, we have a couple.
I don't know. Let's see what this is about. Let's.
Congressman, we find people. That's what we do. Even people who don't want to be found, especially people who don't want to be found.
Oh, sorry. That's audio from Joey's restaurant. I played the wrong one.
Is that back in the rear entrance?
Wow.
The kitchen?
That's a big mistake there.
Senator, we're both part of the same hypocrisy.
I was supposed to hit CD2. I'm sorry, Joey.
No problem, boys. No problem.
That was very good acting.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That's
acting.
funny.
Wink, wink.
I'm glad Poe didn't frisk me today.
No, huh?
Joey gets very insulted when Master Poe...
As well he should be.
Yeah.
Joey's on the up and up.
Joey goes back a long time with us. Joe Monks might be on the phone right now. Joe Monks. Joe.
Hey there.
Hey.
On the air with you guys. How's it going?
Hey.
Is this him?
This is him.
Okay.
This is him.
All right.
It's hard to hear you. You're probably talking into the ear part.
Stop it, Jimmy. Jimmy is a son of a bitch.
You get used to that after a while, though, I'll tell you.
Where's your line, Jimmy?
You're busting Joey's balls up there. He can't remember his lines. It's only been 2 weeks.
How many lines?
Nervous, Joe.
How many lines did he give Joey?
He had about 6 lines.
Ooh.
In fact, he's got one of the more important scenes in the flick. He's, I picked, crooked Italian to play a crooked Italian.
Is he a bag man?
He's a bag man.
Yeah.
No, he actually he did a great job. He he came in. I know it's not what he usually does, but I wanted him because he had the look, which I haven't seen.
Certainly does.
Years, but he certainly does.
Was his acting what you thought it would be?
Yes, actually, we did a number of run-throughs, and he was working with a couple of vets. They've done some TV, they've done some low-budget indies, and we ran through his lines probably about 8-9 times before we started doing takes, and then in his close-up, which you guys will probably see in the trailer.
It's a scary close-up, Joey. I've known you for a long time. I never want to see that face.
That's scary.
That's all I'll tell you.
That is really scary.
I'm happy to say I've never seen that face. Wow.
But you want to know something about him? He shows up and stuff like that. The money that we throw on a table and stuff, it's your typical crappy wads of hundreds, and Joe's pulling out full bills and stuff. He's like, "Oh, you need more hundreds?"
He's got he got to bring the prop money. Joey brought the prop money.
I should have told him to bring a briefcase, so you could have let him go light.
Yeah.
God damn it! I wish we had a shovel and lime. I got it in the trunk.
Maybe the next movie, I'll use him again.
Yeah, you should give Joey some gigs, man.
Well, right on, Joe. When's the movie start?
We're going to be premiering in L.A. in June. I heard Joe invite these guys out. We'll be sending invites out, to you guys definitely. It's going to be June 6th. It's that Sunday. We're going out there for the Fangoria Weekend of Horrors. So we're going to have, we're expecting guys from Lionsgate and York and New Line and a bunch of guys coming out for it. But, hopefully you'll all be there. I know Joey's coming. He wants to rent Belushi's suite.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Joey was telling us that.
Uh-huh. So June 6th it'll be out.
Creepy.
It'll also be out, we're going to have 4 Wall down in New York, probably, August or September. So hopefully, I'll be coming up there and stuff. We'll get you guys out for the after party.
Do you like how the film came out?
Yeah. We're very pleased. We had three.
But how do you? I mean, a serious question here. How do you judge it if you're blind? Like,
well, when like Joe said, I've got people that I trust. In fact, I come out of a background in comic books, and I've been doing comic books even since I've lost my sight. I still actually lay out my own storyboards and stuff like that for the books with templates and stick figures the way I used to. But I would actually go onto the set and say, listen, I want you to sit here or stand here, and I want you to, this is how your blocking would go, and I would give them film reference. I've got a huge repository of film reference in my head from when I lost my sight 4 years ago. So I would say, hey, there's 3 people in a scene. It's a 3-shot. I want you to be like a line like the 3-shot in Jaws. The Indianapolis scene. I want you 2 guys sitting here, you standing in the foreground, and this is the depth of field I want. And then you let the people around you do their job.
I imagine you're going to get a lot of attention.
We have been. We've been. Fangoria's been writing us up a lot. HorrorChannel.com has been writing us up. I've been interviewed for a couple of magazines already. It's since it's a first. It's right now. It's a curiosity. I'm a curiosity, and nobody probably gives a shit what the film is like because that's the story. Is hey, there's a blind guy behind it. But I think that's going to end when the movie comes out, and people will see it's not just some piece of crap. That's the goal. That's why we've brought on the guys that we brought on to do it.
Right on. Cool. Well, it was nice meeting you.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys.
It's Joe Monks, everyone. From The Bunker, director of Bunker.
All right. Talk to you guys.
All right.
So long, Joe.
There's Joe. Let's say hi to John the Trucker. John, what's up?
It's 12:01 a.m. tomorrow morning in Japan.
Tomorrow in Japan?
Yeah, it's it's like 12:08 a.m.
What are the lotto numbers then? We'll play them now.
Wait, what day is it?
Who wouldn't do this?
It's February 18th, about 12:05 a.m.
It's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
Yes.
What am I doing here? Let's go home. It's Saturday.
We got a glimpse of tomorrow. This is pretty cool.
What does the future look like?
You can wake him up.
All right, so it's tomorrow in Japan.
That's right.
And Chris is still on the line sleeping, I think. Chris! Chris!
Sounds like the phone may have fallen. You can hear it faintly now.
Next to his shoulder.
You can hear the heavy breathing.
That is an expensive call, man. That is an expensive call.
Can they leave him on all the way through Ron and Fez?
Oh, just leave it on. Yeah, maybe Ron and Fez will get it. He'll wake up and...
Yeah, we need an outcome. We need an outcome to Chris in Japan. He fell asleep waiting to talk to us today.
Although, don't all the phones cut off at 11?
Do they? No?
No, they don't. Travis?
Oh, that's good news.
Travis actually said no, so if they do, that's a big chance you took there.
Let's say hi to John in California. John?
Boys, how are you this morning?
Good.
I'd just like to tell Mr. Pisano I visited New York for my first time, November end of last year. And the only thing I knew when I was trying to be cool and be like a real New Yorker and I wanted to go get a good meal, and the only thing I could think was, well, O&A always say, Pisano's on Mulberry, and that's where I went. Best Italian dinner I've ever had in my life, bro.
Yeah, really good. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. In the heart of Little Italy.
Had a great time. Had a great bottle of wine. The ambiance, everything about the restaurant's great, man.
That's great.
I like the summer though. I like going to the restaurant in the summer though. We could sit outside, table outside, do a little people watching.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. End up in the gutter with a cigar hanging out of your mouth and your eyeball gone.
All right, Joe, you don't have to laugh that hard.
I remember that.
You're scaring our guest. We're used to him, but Damien's not. Are you finding a lot of people coming from all over the country now? Because it's a different audience. Like back in the day, we were, huge in New York, so it was all New Yorkers. But now it seems like when people come to New York, they're stopping by.
People are calling and emailing from all over the country. I mean, I get emails from everywhere now. And driving up, just tons of people from Philly, Boston, are coming in and heard the show. But yeah, it's weird when you get like people from Kentucky are sending me emails saying, "Hey, when I get up to New York, I got to stop by and this that." Yeah, it's cool. New audience, new customers.
Very cool. All right, we're stalling because Fred Willard's supposed to call today. He's got a new
Fred
movie
Willard.
out.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah,
he's great.
Really funny, man.
He's calling in a few, running 15 minutes late. Well, the new movie's out. Date movie?
Yeah.
Well, that's what Judah Freelander's in that, too. Is that the one with Eddie Griffin? Yeah, Judah's in the trailer who was in here.
Well,
yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, the movie's going to be...
Don't ruin any interviews yet.
They didn't screen it for critics. It's one of those movies.
We need a Fred Willard bio.
Like I went through...
Guy's great.
I went through the papers today, and there's no review to be had. That's never a good sign for.
But a lot of times, a good comedy will get shit on. You know what I mean? It's like a lot of times the papers will trash a good comedy.
It'll probably number one at the box office.
If it's too childish,
it'll probably reach number one box office. Every new movie does. Fred Willard was the funniest character, Waiting for Guffman.
Yeah,
in that movie where he's the actor, fucking hysterical, and his wife.
Midnight at the Oasis.
It was great.
Yeah.
He plays the perfect tool. And then Spinal Tap.
This might be him now.
Oh, it is.
It is.
Are we going to keep Chris
yes,
from Japan on the line?
Mr. Willard.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to the Opie and Anthony program.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here.
Hi.
We also have Joey Pisano in studio, Jimmy Norton, and Damien Fahey from MTV.
Wonderful.
So you might hear a lot of different voices today.
Jimmy Norton is the comic?
Yeah, man.
Yes. Oh, hey.
Wait a minute. Hold the phone. Fred, how do you know about our own Jimmy Norton?
Is he the stand-up comic?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I love him. I saw him at the Comedy Cellar in New York, and he may know my good friend T. Sean Shannon.
Oh, yeah, I know T. Sean well.
Mm-hmm. I hate this.
Live, and if he likes a person, he says he's a good man, and he always says that about you. Yeah, he's a good man.
I really hate this because I'm a big Fred Willard fan. I love what you do, and the fact that you know Jimmy will not leave this alone now.
Wait, let me ask, Fred Willard, do you know Anthony from the Opie and Anthony program?
I don't. I'm not registering. I don't.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh my God.
I mean, I know the name.
A crushing blow. Yeah, he knows the name Anthony exists. That's great. Well, that's all right.
I've heard of you. You're legend.
Yeah. Yeah, my legend. Oh my God! Now I'm all depressed.
Thank you.
And Anthony's a huge fan of yours, Fred.
Yeah, love your work, sir.
Well, thanks so much.
I thought Waiting for Guffman, any of those movies where you and your little cliquey friends get together, where no one else is included, and you all get together, and it's hysterically funny. Best in show.
It's funny on the set. We don't even talk to the people, who set the props or something.
No, you're all one little clique.
We were, if someone says, "Can we bring you lunch?" You say, "Well, what do you think?"
But
like that.
yeah, because they're all on the outside, and all of you, even in between scenes and everything, are all laughing with each other.
Oh, well, even though if there's no joke, we sit and laugh out loud.
Just to make everyone else feel left out.
Absolutely.
Fred, I want to be part of your little group. How do I
it's impossible.
get involved?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's see. Why don't you fill? Did you get the application?
Well, you got to fill out an application with references.
Go to your gasoline station and ask. There's a big drive on this month to get new actors. Fill out the application, send it in to Chris Guest. His home address is right there. And, tell him your credentials.
Yeah, Chris Guest, man, he comes up with some great stuff.
Yes, he does. God bless him. I never day goes by that I don't say bless Christopher Guest.
Yeah.
And Gene Levy, he's very instrumental in that too.
Yeah. Well, now you got a date movie.
That's what it is. Yeah.
That's what you're doing.
It's a lot broader comedy than the Chris Guest movies. It's really an out and out. Whoops! You know, oh my God, are they doing that? But it's PG-13. It doesn't go too far. It's just naughty. It's naughty in parts.
Any skin? Are we going to see any skin?
You see? Oh dear! I only looked at. I only saw it once, and I was only watching myself at the time.
That's what I mean.
You see some of my skin, yeah.
I'm going to see nude Fred Willard.
yeah. Well, I can get you those over the internet.
All right.
But be careful. Sometimes there's plainclothes policemen on posing.
On the other end, I'm here to see Fred Willard. I'm here to pick him up. We met on the internet, and the cops swoop in and say, "No, you were talking to an officer."
And I hate it when they do that, but you got to protect yourself. Anyway, it's the kind of what's good. It's good for kind of a first or second date because it's naughty. It can be a little titillating, but it's not really a gross out movie where you might be embarrassed if you don't know your date well.
Not like a Travis Bickle first date where you take her to that movie.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Hey, Fred, I was looking at your bio. You were in amazing the Bob Newhart show, and what did you do on Laverne and Shirley, man? What a career!
That was one of the best roles I ever had. I played a guy who came to town with another guy, and we were dating Laverne and Shirley, and it turned out we were actually robbers. We wanted to blow a hole in the wall and rob the bank next door. And there was a sight gag, Lenny and Squiggy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I said to my friend at one time, I said, it's time to go to the bathroom. So we went into the bathroom, and we came out, and there was a huge explosion. And David Lander, who played Squiggy, said, boy, they really had to go. And I'll tell you, the whole week that they debated whether or not you could say that.
Wow.
In those days.
Well, it was the 50s.
Yeah.
But you were depicting the 50s, I understand, but...
That's right.
Still, you couldn't say water closet, I hear, in one episode of Laverne and Shirley.
Oh no. And I was the one who said we couldn't say it. That's the shocking.
I remember watching Fernwood Tonight.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm actually old enough to recall Fernwood Tonight, the little spin-off from Mary Hartman.
Exactly, yeah.
Another, and that whole clique, very cliquey back then. There's certain actors you just won't work with?
Wait a minute, there were just two of us, Martin Mull and myself.
Well, it was a small clique, but I don't remember anybody else coming in.
No, we had plenty of guests. We had a lot of guests.
Yeah, but that was very cutting edge for back then. Very risque.
Oh yeah, it was. And in fact, it couldn't go on the air now. I don't think there'd be too many. There'd be so many protest groups. Calling in. With
very insensitive racially to the handicapped. A lot of sexual innuendo going by. The show was very funny.
Yeah. And both of us were dunderheads, so we could get away with it, and we didn't come across as being mean-spirited. We were just stupid.
Well, Martin kind of was mean-spirited. He was always very mean to you on that show, and you were always very accepting of it.
He'd always give me the dirty looks for saying something, then he'd say something dumber than I would say.
Yeah, I love that one. But date movie, okay. Look for it. When does it open?
Well,
today.
Today? On your home homework. Tonight, as a matter of fact.
Tonight? I should have done my homework.
There's probably a showing right now, Anthony.
As we speak.
If you guys could get over there and mention my name, get professional courtesy, and get in and see it, and then tell your friends about it.
Yeah, can't I just go in and go, look, I was just talking to Fred Willard, and he said I could just walk in. It's on him.
So, yeah, and what always helps is if you get a little, aggressive and say, listen, you idiot, that opens a lot of doors.
I'll give that a try.
You should be glad I'm very cliquey, because they asked me who I wanted to talk to, and I said, well, no one until you guys.
Yeah, right.
Thank you very much.
It's good to be talking to someone who's cliquey.
Yeah.
Will you come in studio if you're in New York?
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
I will be in New York in May and June this year, so I hope I get an invitation.
Oh, good.
You have
We'd
an
love
open
to have
invite.
you.
Love to have you in live, Fred.
Yeah,
Look
I
for him.
look
Date
forward to
movie.
it. Terrific.
Opening up tonight or right now if you want. Go down there, mention Fred's name, you get him for free. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Fred Willard.
Don't forget the key word. Listen, you idiot.
Right.
All right, Fred. Thank you.
Nice talking to you.
Thanks, Fred.
There he goes.
Bye-bye.
Fred Willard, everyone.
He's got the life.
Yeah.
He's just himself. People eat it up.
Yeah, the guy doesn't
You know.
even have to put anything on.
He's like
just-
Vince Vaughn.
That's how he is.
Well, the thing is, guys
Vince
like
Vaughn's
Fred and myself,
really
I mean, when
yeah.
what?
Yeah, what?
We're going to have to hear about that for a long
Dude,
time.
it's not, you don't understand. It's you just get used to you meet people, you talk, everybody likes everybody.
Everyone in the room is mentioned, and he's like, oh, Jim Norton, the comic? Yeah, fuck. Jimmy Norton, the now won't shut up about this comic.
Hey, Chris.
I met Fred years ago in Aspen. He was very nice.
Yeah.
Shut up.
All right.
I want to see if Chris is still there. Chris in Japan.
Flatline.
Hello? Yeah.
Oh, great.
He didn't hang up, though. He's still there. He's still there. All right, we'll keep him on hold.
Yeah.
You hanging?
I don't even hear anything Japanese in the background.
Nothing.
You might hear like some sort of a loot.
A paper door opening?
Yeah, something. Slippers or something.
Give me something Japanese.
Two small prostitutes robbing his wallet. Little rotten feet in his back, all crunched up.
A happy ending. Something. Nails being done.
Are you hanging with us?
Yeah,
cool.
Absolutely.
All right, cool. More with Damien Fahey. We'll talk about music next. How's that?
That's cool.
Did you hear about this like gay music crap? It was in the Post yesterday.
What is it?
It's this week's gay music.
What is it actually gay, or is it like
it's
gay artists?
Celine
or?
Dion.
Basically,
Yeah,
if you go to AOL, you can listen to music. Everyone knows that now. And there's genres like
there's a
country.
gay category.
There's a gay category. And
What's this AOL you're talking about? And you can listen to music there? That's
little
it's the
crazy.
future. A little something called the internet there, Fez. Love that bit.
And they
want to steal it.
They have the top 10 gay songs of the week in the gay music category.
Ooh.
So we'll see what songs made the list, I guess.
Jimmy, do you know?
I certainly don't.
They're on your iPod?
No.
Can you just play them live out of your iPod?
I have a few that belong there, though.
You have Karma Chameleon on there? You have an ABBA song on your iPod?
No ABBA. I do have Karma Chameleon, and I was listening to Africa by Toto in the cab ride over.
Damien, what do you got on your
I'm going to be honest. This is terrible. I was just in Puerto Rico, and I was lying on the beach, and I had my iPod, and I went to Richard Marx, and I put on Hazard.
Really?
Yeah.
Richard Marx
right,
on there?
Right into Right Here Waiting.
I am willing to gamble and say that most people have more embarrassing shit on their iPod than they do music that people would deem cool. I just think they do.
Yeah.
Because
there's the music that you like that's cool. Mm-hmm. And then there's music that like you're never going to listen to, and it's kind of random music. And then there's the really lame crap.
Yeah.
And I bet you're right. I bet like 60% of the stuff is lame crap.
I think because it's so personal and it's so yours. It's your iPod. You program it. It's all private.
Yeah.
It's just you with your little earbuds in, listening.
You make a good point.
No friends are listening
Right.
for embarrassment. So those guilty pleasures that people call them are fair game.
It's like being alone on the internet.
Yeah. That's it. No one's walking in.
Yeah.
I could jack it to whatever I want.
Absolutely. And you know,
Some video that might have turned up on Pal Talk last night.
the oniony bag boys. Two fucking homos. The 95% or 90% of my iPod is not awful stuff. Maybe less than 10%.
To who?
To anybody. No, but it's very consistent.
Like what? What kind of stuff
Yeah.
would you say?
Sabbath, Kiss, Ozzy, Disturbed, Venom, Merciful Fate. I mean, stuff that I've
good
always
stuff.
liked. I have some stuff that I might occasionally a song. All right, I do have Jenny from the Block. I have a few songs.
Really?
Of course.
Do you really have Jenny from the
Do you
Block?
listen to that?
Who doesn't?
On shuffle if it comes on.
So if you see Jim Norton walking around the streets of New York with his iPod on, there's a slight chance that he may be listening to Jenny from the Block.
This is what will give it away. If I'm doing the Pulp Fiction dance, I always do that one, Jenny from the Block.
There are a couple of bad ones, you know. I got a couple of Journey tunes on mine.
That's okay though. I feel like, you know what? I feel like Journey is passable though.
Yeah. Journey,
Soft rock.
Journey
Soft rock.
was like a rock
Power
band
ballad.
at some point in the early '80s.
When they
were
first started,
considered
they were like really hard rock.
yeah,
and then
that
they got
it was a rock band, and then they fell into like Sherry.
That's just Steve Perry though.
Yeah,
That's not with Journey.
Yeah,
that's just Steve Perry
true.
solo.
That I got to be embarrassed. I got a Bangles song on there
Which
for
one
a little
was it again?
nostalgia.
What do you have?
Which Bangles again?
Which one was it? We can never remember. No, it's
Manic
not
Monday?
one of your. No, it wasn't one
Eternal
of those.
Flame is the good one. I have
No,
those
it
three.
wasn't Eternal Flame.
Hazy Shade of Winter?
Yeah, I think it is Hazy Shade of Winter is on there. But there's
Look
another
around.
I bet the Queer Eye guys are having this exact conversation right now.
Yes.
Sitting around, just 5 of them sitting around a table.
Yeah, they're embarrassed to admit they have an Ozzy or a Sabbath or a Zeppelin.
Exactly.
All right.
I have Stairway to Heaven. Ugh, why don't you just go kiss a pussy?
There's that. There's Tom. I got Tom Jones. Little Tom Jones, like Delilah, is on
Sex
there.
Bomb? What's great?
Sex Bomb.
I think Tom Jones is cool.
And
Tom
dude,
Jones is very
He
cool.
used to pull trains with his son. Him and his son.
I hope there were a girl in the room.
Oh, yeah. Dude, Tom Jones is a cool dude, man.
Tom Jones, that's kind
My
of
grandmother
cool.
loves Tom Jones.
Whose grandmother doesn't? They
Yeah.
all love Tom Jones. I
Yeah.
saw him recently in Atlantic City, and the guy puts on this fucking show.
Yeah.
And girls, old women come up too, but there are girls like friggin' in their early 20s throwing underwear at the guy still.
Underwears, diapers, the whole
Doesn't
gamut.
matter
is
anything. A Depend undergarment smacks him in the
orthopedic shoe,
plastic hip.
Let's say hi to Mike in Ohio. Mike, what's up?
Yeah, I just got a question for Joey.
Okay.
We're getting ready to come to New York for the first time this July. Can you just stop by the restaurant, or do you need to call ahead? Or, I mean, what kind of place is it? I want to go by there because I hear about it all the time.
No, you just come on in. We'll take care of you.
All right. I just
Not a
didn't know if
problem.
I need to call ahead and make reservations.
You
or what
just
it's
go
like.
through the back door. You go down some stairs, go through the kitchen, and then Joey will be there with a table, some champagne, and Bobby
Yes.
Vinton will sing to you.
And they prefer a fax, actually. If you get fax.
I've been talking about you guys for a long time. I've had XM for a long time. I've been telling my wife we're going to go there. So that's the reason we're going to New York City. So.
All right, cool.
Very cool.
It's Paisanos of Mulberry Street in the heart of Little Italy. Thanks, Mike. Let's go to Donner. Donner, what's up? Donner,
Yo, what's going on,
Donner,
guys?
what's up? What's
Hey,
your
man.
name, bro?
Stoner, guys. Yo,
Oh.
Damien.
Oh.
Yo.
What's going on with this new punk music going on MTV, like Panic at the Disco and Fall Out Boy? What do you think about that shit?
First of all, it shouldn't be called punk.
No, it's like
Oh,
pop
shit.
punk.
Pop
It's
punk is
pop punk. You
they
think
should
punk?
just get rid of that genre.
They should get
punk.
rid of it. It's more of just rock.
Green Day is winning all these punk awards. It's like Green Day's not punk anymore. Nowhere's near
Yeah, they
punk.
kind of started out as a little punky, but
Punk is like the Ramones. It's like the Clash. That's
Punk-
I
Yeah.
feel like punk can't exist anymore because punk was just a total going against the disco that was in all the manufactured music. Then that
Yeah.
time is kind of
I think like more
Kinda
Sex
past.
Pistols, you know.
Yeah.
And I think even the Clash had too many hits to be really punk, you know.
Yeah.
But not Green Day.
I don't know. The thing with music is my thing is like I've seen like just being in entertainment and stuff. You see like bands come and go and stuff. And I just in the beginning I was like, oh, this is Clay Aiken, Jesus Christ, get this. But I'm like, if you can make it and you're successful doing whatever you do, more power to you.
That guy found his niche, didn't he?
He did. He did.
Yeah.
And, he's good at what he does.
I'll
and-
say the
and
Marines.
ladies love him.
The niche. The niche is fleshy and hairy, but he found it. God bless him.
All right, punching out.
What do you listen to when you're not doing the MTV thing?
I love U2. I think
on.
they're great. And I play drums, so I love Carter from Dave Matthews Band. I love going to check him out live. And who else do I listen to? I listen to old stuff, too. Like, when I'm at home and I put the radio on, it's usually on, like, 104.3, the classic rock station.
Yeah.
Old Clapton, Springsteen,
I wish
stuff
they'd
like that.
mix it up a little more, though. Regular radio is so rough to listen
Yeah,
to.
it
man.
really
They
is.
really don't.
It really is.
Like Q104 here in New York. It's, you know, man, here it is. It's cocaine again. You know,
They're good though.
Same.
That's like the only station I can really listen to though. It's like everything else is.
And I hate Two for Tuesday because every time I will hear like a Springsteen song come out, I am not a Springsteen fan. Don't like Bruce. Sorry, Jersey. I don't like
What's
his
your problem
music.
with Bruce?
I don't like the whole. I just don't like his sound. I don't like the
You don't like
working
the story-
class.
you don't like the
fucking
storytelling.
storytelling. Just give me a song I don't want to hear. Then I put my Chevy in first gear. I was headed down toward the shore, and Wendy was with me. And said, "All right, shut up. Enough of the story. All right, stop it." And he just it goes on and on. The songs take forever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the end comes. The song comes up. Usually I'm in the shower or something. You can't just switch the station. And then I'm like, good. It's over.
one.
And then, well, I was out one night, and I got a big record deal. And oh, no, another fucking 10-minute story about Jersey.
Pink Cadillac's a good one, though.
No, it
Pink
isn't.
Cadillac.
Pink Cadillac. No. Stop. I'm not a big Bruce fan.
No, yeah.
Sorry.
I'm not a big Clapton fan either. I recognize he was very good, but I'm just not a...
I like Clapton. I get really
I know what you
tired
mean, though.
of the songs
It's like
that you just hear over
Stairway
and over
or
again.
Fool in the Rain and stuff like that. You know, yeah.
They made a few more songs.
What's that?
You don't have XM.
I don't have XM.
Yeah,
You will now.
You will now.
Really?
We will hook you up,
First,
my
once
friend.
you're talking about Q104 on our show, you get an XM.
That's great. That's great. That's all I had to do.
That's it.
right.
That's it.
That's great.
Easy as that.
Jim
You're
Kerr
hooked up.
likes animals in his ass.
Let's go to Arthur,
Good one,
West
Rock.
Virginia.
Hey, how's it going, boys?
Don't you hate Perry's wife?
Well, I just like to. You all probably know my wife. She's Torch Crimson on Pal Talk.
She's who?
Torch Crimson.
Oh, yeah. Let me look at the one of 1,000 people that are on here right now.
Torch Crimson?
Yeah, she's usually on every morning, but I think she's asleep right now. So I just like to send out a happy birthday to her.
I don't know Torch Crimson.
She was one of the women that got the attack the other night.
Attacked.
I don't know
You
what
know
it was.
something? You really cannot convey a story.
Well, no, he's got it. Makes a good point. Go ahead, sir. What
I
happened?
want to say hi and happy birthday to my wife.
Down in Jersey.
Yes.
I appreciate you, boys. I'm punching out for you.
Yeah, punch out. You're going in a
Happy
tailspin.
birthday to your wife.
Later, man.
Yeah. Hope she gets balloons.
Keith in Jersey. Keith?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, man.
What was it? I love your show, man. It's great, dude. I've been listening to it since I was like in 7th grade, man. I'm going on 21 this March. So, anyways, man, I just wanted to say that.
Thanks for reminding us about that time thing.
Was it when I was like in 3rd grade, man, till I was like up to like 8th grade, every year they would make us go in school and have this big ass thing in like the gym. And they would have the Bruce Springsteen and crap, like all impersonators and shit. It was so pathetic.
Bruce impersonators?
Yeah, they would have like
in a
flashing
school.
lights and make us sing like along with some gay ass shit. Like, I mean, dude, it was like that one.
I went to school on Long Island. We never had an Eddie Money impersonator come into my
It's
school.
almost as bad as a Bono impersonator.
Yes.
You know, who would do that?
A couple of Jerry Lee Lewis impersonators as teachers.
Jerry Lee Lewis.
That's what you're looking for.
Vito.
Maybe a Gary Glitter tossed in every now and again.
Computer tech.
Yeah. Perhaps a Pete Townsend.
Yeah.
Oh, actual children fell out of his computer.
Let's go to Vito. Vito.
Hey, boys, how you doing, man?
Hey, man.
I guess that guy that called, his wife's that girl on Pal Talk with the Chevy emblem up there on her fupa, you know, the fat upper pussy area. But anyway, man, fuck, I forgot why I called, man.
This guy's name's Vito?
Vito.
Vato Corleone.
You and your whole family.
I wanted to ask
Corleone.
Mr. Pisano there. I'm coming up New York, man. If you can help me whack my wife, man, get rid of that bitch.
Joey, I guess this you can field this one. He wants to whack his wife.
Joe,
You're going to have to send that through my MySpace account, please. Not on the air.
I want to put some cement loafers on that bitch and chuck her fat ass off.
Cement loafers. I won't put some cement loafers on that bitch.
Loafers.
You might slip out of those. They're fucking loafers. How hard could it be, even if there's cement, to slip out of them?
Oh, man, she's kind of big, large woman. She could feed on some of them fishes down there. Maybe she choked to death or something on the bone.
Jesus. Hey, when did it go bad for you?
I don't know, man. About day 2.
Day two?
What was your wedding song?
Because it all starts with the nice wedding song, and then it's downhill from there.
What was your wedding song, sir?
I sobered up on day 2 and said, holy shit, what happened? Where'd this fat bitch come from?
Wow.
And how many years in are you?
About 2.5 weeks.
2.5 weeks
wow.
and he's done?
Oh, my God.
And he wants her whacked?
Yeah, man, we were just in Vegas.
What took you so long?
Yeah, we were in Vegas. It got out of hand, man, you know. She had money. I had nowhere to sleep. And
I've never heard a guy like this with an accent like this in Vegas.
No.
It just doesn't happen.
No, you never.
Well, you know, we were just kind of like visiting. It's not like Branson, man, you know. I mean,
Well,
Mr. Branson boy like you might not know there, Mr. Total Request Live.
So you go to
Hey, you got balls, Vito. I like that, Vito.
I'm not going to take that.
This is for you. What's this world coming to?
Hey, guys, put a sock in that hole before she gets bitten. Grr.
All right, Vito.
All right, Vito.
No, we can't help you kill your wife. Sorry.
Joey's helping us out with other things right now.
Yeah.
Chris in Pennsylvania. Chris.
Hey, Jimmy, I got a song for you.
All
Hey,
right.
don't be fooled by the props that I got. I'm just Jimmy from the block. I like my hookers who have a cock because that's what I pay for. Ah, fuck me.
He saw it coming. That was great. Oh, did he see it coming?
That's funny.
Oh,
That was
fuck
great.
me.
What line of the rap did you realize that you were buying?
That wasn't even. I don't even think that was the beat of the song. Or
It was awful.
The cadence.
He went from so happy to Pesci walking through the door. Oh, fuck me.
That's hilarious.
This must bring back a lot of memories. Ah, no.
Oh, no. Right in the face so his mother couldn't see him.
Chris still there? Chris in Japan?
Chris. Mao.
He still hasn't hung
You
up.
wake up now.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll continue with Damien Fahey from MTV and Joey from Pisano's on Mulberry Street.
You on the phones.
And everyone that's calling in.
Fred Willard's personal friend, James Norton.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Bastard. And don't forget Bill Burr at Bananas in Poughkeepsie tonight, right?
Yes.
Some
And
more-
also-
Go. Oh, you got me so bad.
Oh, my God, did you guys see Dick Cheney on TV last night talking about how he gunned down that guy? Oh, boy. It was on television, and but I think in Cheney's favor, he won everybody over as soon as he flashed that warm Cheney sneer. And they said that at the ranch down there in Texas where he shot the guy, after the shooting, they had a huge roast beef dinner. A huge roast beef dinner. This guy's had 5 heart attacks. Why is he eating prime rib? What's that all about? And a lot of people were suspicious when Cheney said he was going to go on Fox, and they said, well, is the vice president, this is the question here, is the vice president going on Fox just because they're going to ask him softball questions? That's what everybody thought. Is he going to just go on Fox because of the softball questions? And my response to that was, well, does the vice president shoot in the woods?
It's the Opie and Anthony Show. Greg Opie Hughes.
Holy crap, my brain just exploded.
Anthony Kuhlman.
Wrong, idiot.
Bullshit. James J. Norton. Hi.
What a faggot.
You stay away from me, Jim Norton.
Fuck you.
Hurricane Ben. Go, it's great.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Martini Steve.
Cozy Lebanese fat fingers.
E-Rock.
E-Rock Radio.
Shut up, Eric. Right, Robin? I invented everything. Tell him, Fred. I'm scared.
Breaking news on the Opie and Anthony program. By the way, Damien Fahey hanging out with us. He's a friend of the show.
Yeah.
You'll be hearing from him a lot in the coming months.
I think there's a place for you here, sir.
I love this show. I've listened to it for a while. It's nice to be here.
Nice.
Check him out on TRL. But Anthony's getting some news from the Pal Talk people.
Yes, I was just informed by one of the generals, Dugout Doug. Frightening human being, by the way, Dugout Doug. A cease and desist, what they call a C&D, has been issued. Allegedly, rumors, I haven't gotten confirmation, but I believe Doug, that they are no longer allowed to stream Sirius satellite radio content over Pal Talk, which is directly because of what the pests were doing to Pharrell's radio show.
The guy
destroying it.
The guy who said, "Bring it on."
Yeah, the guy that said, "Bring it on."
Looks like he went to his bosses and went, wah, wah, wah.
Cried to his bosses, "I can't do a show. I can't take a phone call. Opie and Anthony's pants are on my ass. I can't do anything. I got no show. I can't." And he cried to his boss. They sent out a cease and desist, which is the opening salvo in a legal case. Usually means nothing because people usually cease and desist from what they were doing. So apparently, if anybody,
You are such a dick, Scott.
If anybody streams any serious content over Pal Talk, they can be sued, whatever. So they're going to be closing down rooms that stream serious content.
And the only reason we're bringing this up is because we need a plan B. That's the only reason.
Doug has said a plan B is in place. Not to worry. People will still gather in the Pal Talk rooms because it's a lot of fun to discuss the various ideas that people want to do. But the stream will come from elsewhere, and it will go elsewhere, and the people will still be able to hear the show without paying for Sirius satellite radio. As last night, 1,000 people. Let's do a little math here. 1,000 people. And I'm rounding it low because it was over. It was about 1,300 people. But 1,000 people were listening to Sirius without paying Sirius a fucking dime. Without paying them a dime to listen. How much did they lose? 1,000 subs? What does that come out to? That's a lot of cash. And I guess they were a little upset by that. A little insecure. And they put out a cease and desist.
And how was the fight last night?
Pharrell had to change his show completely. He was staging calls. He was planting calls, people that weren't going to blurt out Opie and Anthony or show references.
And dumping. And fucking dumping.
Dumping out a lot. Until he felt it was safe. He thought he had chased away the pests with his set-up phone calls. The first regular natural call he plunked down was a pest. The second one from that, another pest. They just wouldn't leave him alone. Took him out of his game completely. He had to discuss news of the world with the hole that he's got with him. And it just didn't work out. It was horrid, horrific radio. Stream of unconsciousness.
The pests realize they're winning, right?
Yeah. They're winning this battle. Just because, and a lot of people were frustrated. They were like, oh, man, we can't get on the air. We can't get the clips on. That's not even the point. We enjoy playing the clips of you guys on there. But the mission here is to destroy his show. You're doing that. Even when the calls don't make the air, you're tying up his screener. You're keeping real calls from getting through. And you're annoying the piss out of this guy.
And the focus of everybody in that crew, including him, is on you and not letting you through. It's not doing his dumb show, and it's not talking to that broad he hired. It's just keeping you off the air becomes the focus of that god-awful show.
And we found out the phone screener is now doing a Scott Farrell voice.
Yeah, this is how they got through the screener. They quickly figured this out. The phone screener was picking up the call and going, hey, Farrell, you're on the air. And then the person on the phone would talk and then give away the bit.
Yeah.
Because they would blurt out an O&A reference and the screener would hang up. Guy was never on the air. So they got onto him and they just had a conversation. And at some point during the conversation, the screener would go, all right, look, this isn't Farrell, or just hang on and we'll get you on the air. So they were able to get pests on the air that way. They got through the screeners. There's always a way to get by these screeners, and the pests are geniuses at figuring this out. And it will continue, Farrell. The C&D isn't going to stop it.
I just did the Howie math. 1,000 people listening to Sirius for free. equals $1 billion in losses.
Opie, they lost $1 billion last night alone in revenue from Sirius. $1 billion.
Gotta be true. It's Howie math.
Howie math. We used a Howie later.
Let's say hi to Dugout Doug. Doug.
And these guys think that they're good implementing Operation Faker, where they put the screener on the phone pretending to be Pharrell. But we sniffed it out. Phillips did this, and we know how much of a piece of shit Phillips is. We just adjust like the Borg, and we get around it.
Doug, how funny was it when the guy from Canada called, and I thought it was a boring Canadian call about hockey, and he ended it with "grr," and then the very next call, I'm laughing, I'm howling. The very next call he takes, he goes, "Let's go, all right, let's go. The call, take the call from Modesto." When he said fucking Modesto, I lost my mind, and he goes, "Scott, you're on the air." Scott from Modesto, who then proceeded to ask him how big his mouth was to fit Howard's fat cock in it.
Here's the call right here.
Here it is.
Modesto. Can I get that? Can I get that guy? Let's go, Scott. Go ahead.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm good.
All right. I was just curious. Does your jaws hurt from sucking Howard's dick off?
It does, actually, because he's got a big girthy one, and when I stuff it in there, sometimes I get lockjaw on it. Then I just pass it over to Lynn. She finishes. She puts mustard on it, though. She prefers mustard generally on hers. You know what I mean?
No. He's got that nervous kind of trying to get through this and make it work for himself thing, but...
Nah, he's losing his mind.
He's losing it, people.
Hey, Doug, so what's the latest?
Guys, you really got to question the friendship that you guys actually had with this guy. If it's night 5 of the attack and he still doesn't know Scott from Modesto is a joke, and he's still letting on Steve from Yellowstone.
Yeah.
This guy never listened to your show in the past year and a half.
He's just a dummy.
Next call should be from the entire Yates family. Should call him up from the tub.
No, but don't worry about the Pal Talk thing. The Pal Talk was actually a really easy way for us to get this done.
Yeah.
But we've had other ways for years now. We got it all set up already.
Yeah.
And one word of advice to the callers who do a great job: don't set yourself up by going, "And hey, Scott, just one thing." I don't, because a lot of times that's kind of a giveaway that you're about to smash him.
Yep.
Just do it in legitimate conversation. Like, go, dude, I'm trying to watch a Flyers game and I want to know what's going on. You suck, Ramon, in the middle of a sentence, and then watch him dump out and go, "Hey, the Ramones, listen to the Ramones." I hit a dump button and have a hole sitting next to me.
Burst right in. I also noticed that the pests have a little bit of a problem of realizing they're on the air. Like Scott will say, "You're on the air," and there'll be a big delay, a big gap. They're listening to the feed instead of the phone. If you're not like right on the spot with him, he's going to hang up on you.
Because he's a maverick.
Oh, he's a wild man.
Yeah. Why is he so upset with you guys? I don't understand what happened.
There was no reason. He went over to Sirius, which, like we said, is fine. Jim Brewer's over there. We got no problem with Brewer. Love the guy. He's never bashed our show. But he felt by going over to Sirius that in order to make points over there, he had to go on his website and just write this whole thing about how Howard's going to kick our ass. And then he gets on the air and talks about how we suck and we're imitators. And
this comes from someone you thought was your friend, which is
this is a guy we hung out with.
He's a bottom feeder. Someone was saying that in the office today.
Yeah.
He's just a bottom feeder.
What he is he's just a fucking middle-aged flop who's desperate to get a job, and he's a jerk-off.
He's burned a lot of bridges in the business, and he just burned the biggest one, so good luck.
Jerk-off and
good luck with the career after this one, Scott.
And whatever, the C&D, he ran to his boss, whatever. You got the cease and desist. We knew that was going to happen, but the pests adapt. They are like the AIDS virus.
Well,
they just adapt to
these
any
guys are a
kind
bunch of phonies. They say stuff like "Bring it on, bring it on." You got
Always
two listeners.
saying, "Bring it on,"
and then behind the scenes they're working legally to try to figure out how to stop it,
so he can still do his show.
Do you have the C&D, Doug?
No, a gentleman on Pal Talk. He's a Pal Talk admin named Swift. Just instant messaged me right before I messaged Anthony.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get a hold of him.
Yeah, I'd love to get a look at it.
Why don't we send it to Steve so we can post it and show you how brave Scott is and the gang at the little doggy company?
But guys, they don't listen. I mean, they don't listen to your show. How would they know we were on Pal Talk?
Yeah, they don't listen.
Yeah. They must listen really fucking closely, actually, if you're going to figure that one out.
Isn't radio the dumbest business where it's I've said this the past 3 days. It's like professional wrestling is the only other job where your friend all of a sudden hits you in the face with a chair.
Yeah.
Like, there's no other business.
Yeah.
You don't work like at the cubicle at IBM and you're typing and stuff and like, Bob, we're going out after work for a couple of beers. You got that memo that I sent over? And Bob just starts beating the guy. Salt in the eyes. Let me tell you something, brother. I got that memo, and it just
and to all Bob's fans out there.
Yeah,
screw you.
Yeah, Bob is mine. I own Bob. It's like, what? Why is wrestling and radio the only two fucking occupations where that happens? And then there's these little battles that go on.
And it goes on, too. It's not even just like in the big markets. It's like the small stations.
Oh, yeah.
It could be out in, like, Wichita, and it's like they'll listen to the other top 40 station, and it's like they're scamming against them and stuff. It's like, guys, relax. It's radio.
It's just radio.
We're just having a good time here.
It's radio.
This is how long we've been doing this. We're going to have a drop-off tonight in numbers because they had a little bit of a counterattack last night. No problem, because now only the best of the best can get through. So we're going to have the best calls tonight. And just to keep everybody interested, after the show tonight, we will do yet another edition of Pal Talk O&A Karaoke starring American Neo.
I love Pal Talk Karaoke. It's amazing. It's hosted by Dugout Doug, and it's a thrill a minute. Doug, are you going to be wearing your Darth Vader mask and singing love songs?
We'll have everybody's favorite characters. We'll have the Darth Vader mask. We'll have the Hulk Hogan. We'll have the Dugout Doug puppet.
Dugout Doug does his Hulk Hogan songs as Hulk Hogan, and he's got his Dugout Doug puppet. It's an amazing night of karaoke, and anybody who wants to sing gets on and sings.
It's the O&A experience. The show ends now, but it just continues.
Oh, the show goes forever.
Do you
24
realize
hours a day.
I was thinking if 500 people left that room last night, you'd still have 500 people attacking that jizzbag and his shitty show.
There were 1,300 people in that room attacking this guy's show, dialing away.
He still only took, 15 calls last night?
Yeah, that shows you're winning. Doug, I got to cut you off because we're running out of the show. Thanks for what you do, buddy.
Check out fullblownaids.com.
All right, buddy.
Hey, keep it up, guys. Keep your eye on the prize, buddy.
All right, boss.
All right, we got Chris in Japan. He's still on hold, snoring away.
Chris.
Ron and Fez will check in with Chris in Japan for us. Want to thank Joey Pisano for stopping by. Pisano's on Mulberry Street in the heart of Little Italy.
Thanks for having me, guys.
It's a great, great restaurant. We've eaten there, hundreds of times at this point.
Want to thank G. Gordon Liddy, Fight Back, Tackling Terrorism Liddy Style. His book is out right now, written with his son, James G. Liddy.
And Damien Fahey from MTV, TRL. You're on today, right?
Yeah, no, not today.
Not today.
We got the day off.
We'll see you guys
Thanks,
Monday.
Man.
Thank you.